Well, welcome back, ladies and gents, and all you other lovelies. We're back at it again with Pandora. I'm Lady Lost. Also, I played Duchess. I'm just doing the introduction right now because I post this to YouTube afterwards, and I can't edit. Everyone else, say hi.
We're missing the snake boy, but that is all.
And the bird.
The bird is out in France.
The bird is nocturnal, and we're still in more or less daytime.
DM, just say hi to everyone.
Well, we got our skeleton boy Rel that I'm pretty sure wants calcium. We got Fire Brandy, our Oathbreaker. Our Oathbreaker. We got Duchess, our wannabe high class.
You want to learn this? You said you want a calcium. That's racist.
You should.
And we got Rex, our edgy boy.
Everyone say hi. Introduce yourself, Rex.
I am exhausted.
Same. Firebrandy, introduce yourself.
Hello?
Firebrandy?
He's currently out.
Can you not hear me?
Yes.
Can you not hear me?
Say hi.
My stomach.
Hi. I'm not drunk yet.
Good.
Time for our favorite bunny boy.
Oh God. Heyo. What is up?
And we have someone sitting in to listen, right? And who might be an NPC?
Wrong.
Wrong. Oh.
Yeah.
His name isn't wrong. Where's right?
If he still wants to say hi. Okay. I'm switching up from our main thing to possibly the town picture. No.
I mean, if we didn't have a full fucking team, we could have him in here playing with us, but
we had 6 players. Could be a little more, but I'm scared of doing that.
And we don't even know if Nora's ever going to join back.
Keeping the town picture up as our sing. Let's start. Woo.
Like if we had an ETA on LOL, then we'd be able to actually have him.
Where we last stop off. Sorry we missed last week. It was Father's Day's weekend, so we missed last week. But hopefully we'll continue staying strong.
I wish I got drunk.
With that being said, where we last stopped, does the DM want to share, or does anyone else want to share?
Where we last off, it was eating meat and sleeping or whatnot after killing that Mojungasaurus. Yes, I memorized the name. And after that, there was a private section with Rex, which he will reveal the stuff he did in a bit. But you guys fought a scorpion on the way back to town, and a cultist, seemingly one of the leaders, decided to use one of his spells to talk to the scorpion and convince it to go with him.
Did we know it was a cultist?
Yes, you did.
How?
Rex, would you like to demonstrate?
You know what? We'll learn about that when Rex finally wakes up at the hospital.
I am awake.
He is awake. He is very much like poisoned, but he is awake. He doesn't need attention. But Rex, aren't you holding on to something?
Yes, I'm holding on to something, but I feel like a dozen. But I feel like I just encountered a dozen succubi. I can barely move.
Kinky.
No, it's not. I nearly died.
Kinky.
All right, now we're back in character. Everyone, we zoom in back on the card.
Oh no, he wasn't character.
Wait, where are our characters at now? Because I'm guessing we went straight to the hospital.
The guards are being vigilant and watching for any more surprises. So you guys don't really have to worry as Frank, our head of the guard, is kind of like with you guys, kind of seeing to Rex's medical attention as of right now.
Oh yeah, so I got this. So do I show them this weird talisman thing I now possess, and along with this cloth I ripped up?
No,
I
what?
wonder how the people in the library will, or the hospital, or wherever we're heading to, will deal with my blood-covered skeleton.
And into response of you being blood covered,
He did it.
Frank will
you know,
Frank will
you,
use
you
the
know, you
common
know,
advantage for his dissertation.
you know what, you know what they would do? They get a bucket.
You missed the best line. By the way, Rex, you missed the best line the whole entire thing.
But
Real say it. I did it.
I don't even remember what I said. I
You
know
said
I
I
had to
did
do
it,
something.
and it was just like the cutest way possible.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was like
that's
him,
right.
like he carved up the entire
God, I
Mungungasaurus,
did that.
sorted all of the stuff, and then he said, "I did it! I did it!"
Like in like a sweet, innocent
God.
voice, like a child showing his parents he did something awesome. Just proud of himself.
My character was just so proud of himself for getting food for the team.
I love that guy.
so so back to in character. So anyway, how long am I going to be in this hospital bed?
Frank is probably not even a day. She's probably just gonna use cure disease on you and probably shove you out the door after healing.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
It'd
we don't
probably
have,
be the most logical option.
By the
so
way,
we
that's
don't have
actually
to
Alright.
worry about this
cure
idiot.
disease.
Considering your character has been out for like a week.
I'm gonna say this to. I want to keep on saying something. That's Frank. Alternatively, Rex, if you can somehow break through the poison, she won't even need to do that. She'll just probably give you or even get in the door, give you a pat on the head, and all of a sudden be healed. AKA, you can make
What
a
do you
con.
mean? What do you mean poison? I cured the poison.
Try to beat the
What do
poison.
you mean by poison? I cured the poison. I'm just dealing with the after effects of having all my stamina sapped.
I mean, then you just need sleep, if you think you're good enough.
Right.
So we don't
Anybody
have to worry about
want
this
to
idiot, right?
Oh yeah, but you're right. You guys are on a wagon carrying the Mujungasaurus stuff back to town. So you are in a mobile, like stable area to have a long rest if you wish to get rid of the level of exhaustion you got.
Right.
All right, sweet.
That wouldn't be a bad idea,
Okay,
I'm
so
not gonna lie.
I gotta do a long
Considering
yeah,
rest.
our
it wouldn't be a
characters
bad
have been in
idea.
combat for the
Yep.
past what?
As per usual
Few
for long
days.
rest, all of your HP is back up the top. So Rex, somehow you just like
You know I'm a voice
you
actor, right?
look a lot better.
That's my recording equipment.
Thank you very much. Now then,
So y'all need to do voices.
so then,
Voices, high pitched voices. Roars, growls.
so I got this
Right.
thing. So I show up the cloth. I ripped off
Oh,
from the cultist, and then you do
it was
explain
not
what
just
happened.
cloth. You actually got his coat, his hood.
Oh, I got his whole coat. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was pissed off because it wasn't. It didn't have a magic effect.
Yeah. So
So anyway,
he shows you. Franco, Franco, I'll be taking that, sir, as evidence that cultists are still around these parts.
Oh, you prostitute.
Can my
That was
character?
mine.
Don't worry, you'll get it back. You did survive. I guess you get a little bit of a reward.
Can my
We just
character?
need.
Can my character be slowly eating dinosaur meat in the back?
Yeah, I can imagine it's like Monster Hunter. You have like the stone platform that is this there that materializes, and you're just.
No. I I take out a knife and a fork somewhere you guys don't even know where, and I start cutting it like a proper lady.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
I see. You also carry an emergency knife and fork. I pull up my own.
So yeah. But yeah, what Frank does is he kind of like he kind of takes his knife and he doesn't hurt the fabric. He removes the circling vortex symbol from off the top of the hood, and then just hands the cloth back to you. I only need this. This
Can I potentially? Can I potentially see if I can replicate that for later?
What, the circling vortex thing? The
It could be
chaos symbol?
useful.
Sure. Why not?
Can I roll to replicate it?
Sure.
Or are boys and girl? What am I rolling into?
Um, survival, I would say.
Or will that be
Now,
something
my
in
question
dexterity?
is, why did Rex decide to run off on his own, nearly
He got
killing himself?
teleported away.
Here's the thing. Now I didn't run off on my own. I got teleported away.
Ah,
It was an augmented glyph of warning.
gotcha.
My character.
Again, I got teleported away.
My character.
Hmm?
If you don't know what I'm telling.
Excuse me, Sir Frank. Frank. Would
Yeah?
would we be crossing the library on our way to the medical guild?
Well, depending on he doesn't need medical attention. I mean, he just kind of stares back at Rex, kind of gives him a thumbs up.
People paid to paint cards.
I just
Yeah, there's a library in town.
How far is it from here?
We're just
Well,
driving on the outskirts of town, so
See this card?
a minute.
And I dropped it. See this card?
Will
I'll replace this
someone
card.
will be having
Go
to
through.
store this entire thing you carved up, though,
I just.
and that's when you hear.
Okay. You can sit up
That's
here.
when you hear.
For
That's
the
when you hear
children.
scuttling of like the same kind of scuttling you heard the very first time you took on a quest.
For
I
you.
think you all know this person.
There you go.
I'm actually questioning, is my scorpion following us?
What?
Is a dog riding
Is my
with us?
scorpion
It's a dog riding with us.
is my scorpion following us?
Is Scorpion? Oh yeah, your Scorpion is following you. He's still he's just a little hurt. Long
Wait.
rest. Healed up.
My question is, how the hell is that scorpion still alive?
Those things are fucking tough. Okay.
Oh, language.
I also cast
Well,
Visible-
the
And
thing
no, a dog
is,
is not following you guys.
It's the dog and the horse following us.
The horse is definitely following its current master, which is Rel.
my murder horse.
And
Yay.
Snickers following us.
Yes. All
Is my
companions
character
are
feeding
well.
Snickers?
Yes.
Always.
Ugh.
Always.
Question now, how exactly when I get this scorpion of mine into town?
You know, Frank goes. You know what? I am the captain of the guard. I literally control the entire workforce of the town guard. If I could probably give a, I've already given to say that this scorpion is okay. The mayor had problems with it, but we had a few messages back and forth. That the poor soul that had to run back and forth. But yeah, she's skeptical, but as long as you can keep that thing under control, you'll be fine for now. And
Then allow me to cover up its tail. It's still healing anyway.
yeah. Also, yeah,
DM.
you still have that stump of wood. So
Oh yeah, it's still in there.
yes, Rel.
Can I throw some dinosaur meat to my horse?
Your dinosaur meat does not look interested. It seems to have had enough of protein for the day.
Okay.
I like how we're just feeding meat to the horse.
It's a
The
murder
horse is gonna be
horse.
a-
It
The
kills.
horse is gonna be a full-on carnivore by the time this campaign's over.
That horse is gonna kill one of us and eat us in our sleep.
Probably.
I'm
Because of all the meat the horse
gonna do
eats, he's
that.
gonna
I'm
get
gonna
jacked.
put myself through more hell. I'm
The
gonna
question
hold on.
is, will it turn on its master?
It depends on how you train it. But first, I got to do something in my own little resource server because I had a thought.
Okay.
So,
Okay, continue.
Rel, is it?
Yeah.
You and me are heading off to the library after this, right?
Yep.
To try to figure out what's going on with this town and what brought... Pick up my piece of meat that I was chewing on. What brought this out?
I assume
Ooh,
as a familiar green insectoid boy comes up, Clyde. Hopefully you remember him. Hopefully.
The person who
Hey, boy.
the person who has the gill the girl who runs the gill sings she's in love with.
Yes.
The person who's stealing
Okay.
away my best friend.
Can I can I like slightly slap Dutch in the back of her head?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so I do. So I walk up to Duchess, slap on the back of her head lightly.
I didn't say anything. That wasn't my character. That wasn't my character. That was me, not my character. That said that.
I didn't know he didn't specify.
You just
You still get slapped.
Yeah, you didn't really specify. Anyway,
Yeah, he gets specified.
those
Back then.
fossils you have. Clyde walks up. Hey, did you find any fossil? What the fuck?
We're eating dinosaur.
I thought they were extinct.
it's
You can have the
delicious.
leftover bones. You can have the leftover bones. I'm taking these for upgrades by. Wait, wait.
His mandibles like chatter up and down. Fine, but
Oh wait. When I say payment, you just see the mantis. You just see the mantis and condor much. So just looking at menacingly.
what?
You want some? We're still eating in the back, feeding some to Snickers.
Snickers is a meteor, so it's fine. I'm gonna.
Wait.
It looks like all of a sudden you see Clyde's face like pop up with like an idea, and I'm gonna go. I got an idea. So the idea that he had is a stable. He's gonna buy the town's rundown stable.
I'm guessing.
Okay.
This is me out of character. How far are our characters from town?
You guys are now in town. You're 5 minutes away from the library.
Yeah.
Okay.
Before anything, can my character ask Dutch a question?
Sure. I mean, ask her.
Yeah.
Okay, the Duchess, Fireburn. I have a question. How good is Snickers at tracking?
She's one of the best trackers I've ever met. Guy went southern.
Roll for.
No.
Okay, is this
I
deception?
actually don't remember. No, I'm actually trying to remember this because you showed me a picture. I can't remember. Isn't it in my thing?
Yeah, so you have a whole stat block for Snickers.
I'm gonna go look at that.
It is.
What I want to know is whether or not we come up with any leads from this as I show the close.
Oh, the dog him. Oh wait, that's a pug dog. But the dog has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing or smell.
Yep, I would say she's a decent tracker.
So I wonder if we can potentially make anything find whoever this cloak belongs to. I require payback for him poisoning me.
I would poison you too if I was. I would poison you too.
Yes, well, hear me out now. Unlike you, I tank the fireball.
His poor clone.
My poor clone.
It's probably a good thing. I was tired of having two of you around.
I know he's back.
He's back. The clone's back.
I can summon.
I can imagine just look at the scorpion, you just see him riding on it.
Oh god.
I'll be back, guys.
Okay.
No, you're fine. It's not you.
But you do end up the guard do end up kicking you out of their wagon and leaving you with the dinosaur parts at the front of the library.
So Mike,
how much? Can I potentially go to the blacksmith and find out how much
You
it'll
have
cost me
18.
to repair my
You have
stuff?
18 strength. Okay, go on. Go ahead. Go. Don't.
well, my character goes into the library.
Yep.
Is there anyone at the library that my character can talk to?
Yes, there is.
I'm guessing Rel walked in with me. What do they look like?
They're a female high elf.
I walk up to her. Excuse me, ma'am.
She's in a sorcerer's cloak.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering if you have any books on possibly the town, maybe some books on dinosaurs as well.
For town history, go down. Okay, first level. H section.
I look at my ghost Ella and I do a symbol like saying I do something with a hand gesture, let her know to go grab it. Also, one more
Now you
thing.
have a ghost companion. That is a very familiar.
Something else that's peculiar. I was wondering if you might have something on it. I originally thought I was human, but I push up my bangs to show the horns, trying my best not to let Rel
My.
see it. Do you have any books that or any
She's
information about?
She's going to pull off. She's going to need to pull off a high roll for a history check.
Do you have any books or anything like that might talk about creatures that may look humanoid that may have horns or anything like that?
Those horns at least don't like what I can tell before checking. Do not look human or humanoid.
Do you have any books on where a human can get horns like these? Because they just kind of showed up, these little nubs.
As her face kind of glows up, and it's like, we don't have any books about this, but all I can say, your father was a very cloak and dagger sort of person.
How do you know it was my father? I didn't say it was my father's side.
You're right. My mistake.
All right, I'm back.
Oh wait, does Rel knows my horns as I try to show it to the high elf lady?
Okay. Rel does not notice your horns as you're hiding it, and to correct myself, your whoever this person was not that your mother father. I don't care. Was very cloak and dagger about this.
I have no clue what that means. Thank you.
Very sneaky.
And how did
all
she?
I can say is reptilian.
Also, how did she see my ghost? My ghost was probably hidden behind me.
Oh, I usually like to use True Sight spell on myself so I can see hobos trying to murder me. As she looks at the window, there's a hobo with a knife. It's like, oh shit, she saw me.
Oh god.
Well, I fought him. Well, I looked at Rel and says, "Well, I already have someone going to go grab the books. I'll probably sit down at the table and wait for the books coming towards us. Whatever books you need, come grab them." And I sat down.
Oh yeah,
at the table.
dinosaurs will be on second floor D area.
Thank you.
And cool question.
Yes.
Does my character notice Duchess grabbing books that have to do with horns?
No.
Oh, frick.
Got that information straight from the librarian. Oh yeah, by the way, my name is Millie.
Nice to meet you, Millie. I'm Duchess. As I walk to the table, I'm guessing it doesn't take long for Ella to bring me the books, and I tell her to go get the second books.
Yep.
Okay, question. Do you walk into the table like you bump into it, or do you walk into the table like you actually face through it now?
Can my character just sit at the table like a normal person, or do I have to roll to be able to not walk into a table and sit down?
I would say you
I'm
walk
having a
into
blast
it.
here.
Wait, what? Does it matter?
I'm sorry, I'm having a blast here.
No. Make me roll. Make me roll. I'm gonna roll for this.
Oh Lord.
Oh boy.
I guess a low roll, like a 10 you'd need. I swear if you get it's a straight roll, it's gonna be at least a 10 you're gonna need. I swear if you get underneath it.
Oh,
What happened?
I got a nat one.
You faced it! You were without thinking, phase through the thing and sit down.
No. I walk straight
What
into the
the-
table, fall down, and hurt myself.
Okay.
That would be.
Wait, no. You walk into the table. You walk into the table, like you walk into fall over on top of it, hurt yourself, and then and then just roll to the side and just land on the chair.
How much damage do I take?
2.
Well,
Damage. One damage off of that. Understandable. Fair enough. Rex wasn't there to see it, so my character's happy that he wasn't there to see it.
No, but I
It doesn't mean that
Lil-
Simulacrum wasn't there.
God. No.
Wait,
Mr. Skeleton Boy was, though.
No, wait, no, guys, even funnier. You see my character holding up a beaten up hobo at the window, looking inside. This is ongoing.
Oh God. Someone please draw that of like him holding up a beat up humble. Both of them seeing me do that, like start laughing.
Like
Before Rex like the next punch and knocks him out.
Wait, even better, because I have the clone issues. He just looks at you guys and waves happily.
Oh God. And Rex is outside doing this, right?
Yeah, he's outside
No,
holding
that's
onto a
clone.
hobo.
Oh God.
No,
That
that's
is
not
so
clone.
awkward.
My character looks at everyone. You guys tell no one. And I sit down properly.
I'm just sitting there snickering.
Best nat one ever.
Best nat one ever.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's not best nat one ever. Not yet. Anyway.
Oh God.
Anyway, yeah. You may roll an intelligence check.
Me or him?
What books are you doing? Actually,
Fam, I have one question. DM.
I
Yeah,
don't
like,
even
you guys hear me?
remember.
Hello? You guys hear me? My Discord screwed up.
Alright, understood. Yeah, we can hear you. Firebrand, what?
Wait a second.
Question: did I go with them to the library, or am I elsewhere?
You get to choose. You get to go wherever you want in the town.
I guess I'll be at the library too, because I want to be a part of that. Because I want to start looking up books and spells.
Okay. Oh, hi there! As you walk in after the whole incident. Hi there. Oh, you have a dog. Okay.
She's housebroken.
Yeah.
Good. Use presentational bench.
DM, I have no idea what books I'm actually grabbing to research. I think wasn't I researching spells?
Yeah.
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 Actually, I guess you and Firebrandy are about spells right now.
And I look up at spells, and I read some of the spell books as well, and that's how I learn my spells.
If you're wanting to learn about spells, I see you looks at me. What are you both here for? Like you, Firebrandy, and Rel. She kind of looks at both of you. What are you two boys here for?
Looking for spell books.
Oh, are you trying to learn some spells, or?
Yes.
Well, I don't have any
Also,
spells
like
out.
some whatever text you have on current religions.
Oh, history section. H, first level H.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. It's his.
Right?
Otherwise, I do not have books containing magic out here. The last time, a hobo almost became a murder hobo.
Oh God.
As she holds up a staff, uses shillelagh and whacks an invisible hobo. Hobo.
Now,
Why are there invisible hobos?
I don't know. People just want to maintain this place for me.
Where do they get the money to do this? What
Like
drugs
I
are
said,
they on?
I used to have magic books out here, but that was a mistake. Now
now,
they learn magic.
DM.
Magic hobos.
I was also thinking about grabbing some books on my character. Like, see
You
if there
can
were any
you can
lore
you can
books
research
or
whatever you
anything.
want, but you have to go through in game. You can't just ask me.
Right.
I get wrecked.
So yeah, ask Millie.
Okay. Uh, hang on. I don't even know how to ask that.
Just ask. It's a librarian.
Yo, you got some books with my name on it?
Bruh. Boy. No. Jesus.
You just walk up to the library and yell, "You got some books with my pictures in it?"
All of y'all are disappointing. I'm disappointed in all of you.
Don't worry. Don't
Millie.
worry. You should be putting yourself in.
The bookkeep's name is Millie, right?
Yeah, the librarian's name is Millie.
Yeah, okay. Millie, do you have any books on my race or anything?
Ooh,
That
we
help me
do.
figure out my past or
Actually,
whatever.
those files would actually be in the guild,
Okay.
and
Okay.
probably the doctor you need to talk to.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm gonna do something real quick.
Expert on race, just regular racist.
Yeah, I meant to do not a 30 but 20, but yeah, 17. I'll take it. Well, as you okay, where are you going now?
Um, I'd probably I'm gonna stay in the library and look up spells, and then probably head over to the guild.
She kind of gives you a once over, looks at you. Are you a rune knight by chance? And
Yes.
would you care to know this information? Just think about it.
Hmm. Wait.
Millie says it. Are you a rune knight by chance?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, I'm surprised you remembered that. Then yeah, I will definitely allow you to look at it. She kind of looks at you. Are you confused about what you are?
Yeah.
Do you even know what a rune knight is?
Not really.
All I know is that they're wandering knights. Most of them lost their memory.
Interesting. I wonder how I was able to retain my memory.
Maybe it was a boon from something. I don't know. But this, she kind of pats you on the shoulder. Undead status of yours, or sort of whatever it is interesting. I'll say.
Right? That's why I've been wanting to learn more about what I am. That's why I asked.
So if you don't mind staying here at the front desk, I can help you learn a bit of magic better. So you may now roll an Arcana check. Yes, an Arcana over history. Also, Duchess, you may roll a history check on researching the stuff you want.
Okay.
Wait, who's rolling?
I'm rolling history. You're rolling Icona.
Come on.
Oh,
And,
okay.
and
I
I'm
got
gonna
a
say,
7.
Rex, you don't learn much. It seems like you find the page about Majungasaurus, but that's all you find. You don't find any detailed information.
What about the town? Do I have to roll again for the town?
Yep.
Okay.
Rex, you finally made it to the blacksmith shop. And Firebrandy, is there any books you're looking for?
I got a 9.
Books. I'm looking on spell books and religion.
Oh, then you'd be okay. Then you'd be rolling a history and an Arcana check.
I
But
roll.
yeah, you don't find. you don't find much, Duchess.
I don't find much in the town in the gears.
Yep. Particularly about the gear stuff. Otherwise, you learn that the town is a bit old and was a fossil boom town.
I'm guessing my character. I'm guessing after this, my character goes to the other two to learn spells.
Mm-hmm. So now all three of you roll your Arcana.
Arcana.
Arcana, unfortunately, is just a regular, so it's just a D20.
It's D20 plus, or if you have plus
I
your
have nothing. Like
your
Arcana and history, I
spellcasting
have nothing.
modifier.
I got an 8.
Oh, my spellcasting modifier?
Arcana's plus what?
For you, since you have advantage on it, it's Arcana plus spellcasting modifier plus 2.
Plus 2. Okay.
I got an 8.
That's what I had thought.
I got an 8.
2.
I'm gonna say you learn this. You currently learn, but you don't learn any more bardic spells.
Okay.
I got a 19.
Rel, she kind of you take quite a bit long time with her and kind of relearn all the spells you used to know, like a memory flashback.
Okay.
I got a 21.
You also actually for both of you, I'm gonna do something here. So for both of you, you kind of have this flashback moment. For you, Rel, it was a bit of your childhood and your upbringing, learning these different spells that you had an affinity for. While Firebrandy, it takes you back to when you first joined the Order and you were in your introductory training. Would you like to elaborate on this, both of you?
Sure.
How? Okay, like I'm
I
gonna ask
remember
you
this. I remember the smell of incense.
But what?
I hear the other students training in the background with their weapons. I'm sitting before the teacher as he drones on about the current lessons, both mystical as well as spiritual. And the thing that I keep drawn toward is not the teacher or that, but the fire burning from the candles around them. For whatever reason, my attention keeps drifting to them.
I'm gonna say you remember. You now remember it slightly changed. As you look into the fire, you see your own reflection, and you see your eyes slightly change to something more reptilian for a second.
Interesting.
Okay, for you, Rel, you need a roll to remember.
Just a normal D20.
Yep. This is technically a history check if you want to add something to it. That'll be your intel modifier.
Okay. Hang on. What is my intel?
Elder, scroll all the way up.
My intel is 19 plus 4. So it'd be D20 plus 4.
I don't think I'll be doing much for the history check because I got an 8 for that one. But that's for
Yeah,
the history book.
you remember. This
This
check.
is not that's not for that. That's for the history books I'm looking at afterwards.
I'm
So
gonna say
when we
you have
finally
a
get
bit
to
more
that
time.
point, it's gonna be an 8.
I'm gonna say this. You have a bit more time if you want to re-go back into it. But
Okay.
But I'm gonna go back to the dice rules here and see what. Rel, you kind of have this epiphany moment. Wait, no.
Hang on. I haven't even rolled.
Yeah. You're right.
That
I'm
was
sorry.
from earlier.
Yeah, you have. Yeah. Come on. Yeah.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just waiting for your roll. Thought I saw it. Didn't.
D20 plus. It was plus 2, right?
History. Your intelligence modifier is plus 4, so it'll be plus 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oop, wrong thing. Shit. Plus 4. There. Go. Send. Jesus. 13.
You have a partial epiphany moment of back in the day when you used to have an affinity and used to be learning these spells on a whim. From some sort of private class.
Huh.
Would you like to try to describe a distorted version of that? Or maybe it with missing parts?
I don't even know how to word any of that.
I guess I'll try to do it. I really hope you
Yeah.
get into the groove later on, though. You
Yeah.
remember 3 different moments of this of learning. You do remember all these spells, but you remember the vision, the view of the scruffled teacher, then a tutor, then your parents helping you out. At least you at least remember the face of your parents now.
Well, that's good.
And then you feel your armor slightly vibrate. Ah, Master Rel, is that you?
Oh. Who the hell was that?
As your character like spins 360 back into position as you're wearing now normal clothes, as your armor is animated standing beside you.
Wait, hold on. What's going on?
Oh, Master Rel, did you not remember me?
Flashback.
I'm your humble butler.
Oh, cool. Flashback.
Oh shit.
This is no longer part of the flashback. Firebrand.
Oh, cool. Reality.
What?
It's sinking in.
Yes.
Wait, hold up. What?
Your
My
armor.
friend's family was talking to the background, so I'm a
armor
little
has.
caught off guard here. What is exactly happening?
Yeah,
Great.
your armor is staring you in
Flashback.
the face.
Oh no!
You spun around. It dislodged itself from your body as Firebrand. You notice another ghost spirit. Just all of a sudden.
Do I notice it as well, or am I just too
Yes,
busy
you
learning
do.
spells?
You do
Am I
notice
here
it.
as well? Oh, no, I'm gonna watch that
you
somewhere.
don't. You're not in range yet.
Okay, who are you?
I'm Brutus, your butler.
A butler.
Yes. A while ago, your parents found me, because it doesn't seem like you remember. Found me in an old abandoned castle that was crumbling.
Asking for a chicken nugget.
But I'm glad I served you well, even though there seems like there's been work done to me. I'm just
Interesting.
glad to be finally awake again, sir. I do not know what came over me that I was dormant for.
Then give him
As
a chicken nugget.
always, I'm glad to serve. As Millie screams.
Oh boy. Why
I-
is she
A
screaming?
monster. So
Wait, can my ghost go up to him? Go up to his ghost? My ghost goes up to his ghost. Ella goes up to him.
This is my crib, right? Oh, okay.
I was not expecting my character to have a ghost. I was not planning that at all, but okay.
My character just goes up to his character's ghost. Are you another servant bound to their master even after death?
yes, actually, yes I am.
Well, it's gonna be
How
great.
many sidekicks do we have now?
Good question.
Yeah!
Good question.
I feel like everyone has like a familiar or something.
Right.
At least I keep mine on the back burner.
Well, I'm merely yeah. Well, yes, I am bound after death, but I merely serve in combat as armor and out of combat as a servant. Hopefully that people don't fake out.
My main job is to take care of the mistress. and watched her grow into a fine young lady. I'm not really good for battle or anything like that, so I tend to stay on the sideline. Mainly going to pick her up stuff or something along those lines.
If you want, I can teach you a few things about the proper orders and ways of being a proper maiden.
I'm fine. I am grateful with my job as just a simple maid. And she goes back to
Mhm.
taking care of Duchess.
And the armor spins around you, Rel, and you're back to be wearing it. Millie kind of comes up from her books like, okay, that was interesting. Huh. Remember, his name is Brutus.
Right. I'm not gonna lie, you caught me off guard with that.
You too, Brute?
Oh my
Oh my fucking...
god. Wait, hold on. What did you just say?
Quoting Julius Caesar, I love it.
I'm genuinely caught off guard.
Brutus was the one who
I
killed
don't know how to
you.
react right now.
Imagine he's the one that killed him.
Oh god. That creepy. So what was the librarian asking about what just happened?
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting.
Well, he said his name was Brutus, so
Indeed. That is my name.
huh. Oh, jeez.
Anyway,
My armor talks now. That's great. That's
can it
wonderful.
stab people?
That's interesting.
Actually, if I am dislodged from my master, I can stab people. As you hear a voice far away from you, and that you feel this, if you feel the presence now, Rex, and it's like as an associate of his masters. Yes, I can stab people, and you hear this voice from a very far.
Oh no! Oh no! That's my clone. Remember my clone beat up a hobo.
Oh yeah, your clone.
That
Yeah,
was outside the
the clone.
library.
Then yes, in continuity. Then yeah, the clone hears it.
So
Thanks.
wait, hold on. Was my armor just talking to Rex?
Yes, I can talk to anyone, and even your companions. Unless you don't want me to.
No,
Okay,
it's fine.
When did
Play nice.
armor begin to talk?
When I was cursed into this armor, that's when.
Oh boy. Well,
Even I do not remember that. It was such a long time ago. As usual, us ghosts usually tend to forget our past.
interesting.
Isn't that right?
My name is Ella.
Ella. Isn't that right, Ella?
I don't remember my past either. I just woke up in a house one day with a young mistress, and I just started taking care of her.
It is always the peculiar moments when somehow us spirits are in service of living folk.
To be honest, the only reason why I started serving here is because I'm dressed up as a maid. I must be a maid. Must be a maid of the house, and she must be
I
the
mean,
one to
you're.
be able to take care of.
I'm jumping
I
to my
mean,
death.
your ghostly form does look like a maid. I feel like Duchess is staring holes in my body now.
No, I'm just being really quiet because I'm just slowly getting a headache as time goes on, and my character, like Duchess, the character's just like, what's going on? You know what?
Anyway,
I'm going back to go eat dinosaur meat.
so after researching, we could do one more history roll, Fire Brandy. But you guys can continue move on from this place. I don't mind. Millie, is still her minding herself?
Wondering what in God's name is going on.
No, she's chosen to forget this moment, even though she can't. She's ignoring everything and just working, book taking.
Yeah.
All
Stop
because I
ordering.
had to ask for help.
Yes, your actions have consequences, even good ones.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yes,
I got a
you learn about
15.
some of the local religions, and you'll learn that they almost all died out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, my water bottle almost fell.
Barbara, there.
Good thing the
I'm
lid was
here.
on.
So what is your character's reaction to learning about there is like very scarce amount
One of
of
the reasons I was looking at that was because looking at the history is a good way to learn where the cult is coming from and what's going on with that. That's the reason I wanted to look
Right.
at the religion.
you don't find any books on the cult, but you do find
No, the thing is, the cult. I doubt I'd find any books on the cult itself. That's not what I'm looking for. What I'm looking for is why the cult would be interested in this place.
well with that 15, you find a broken old besides learning information that you almost all the religions have died out. You find this burnt old book underneath the bookshelves, and you pick it up. You open it up, and it looks burnt. It looks torn, but it looks like a journal. Someone's journal. You open it up and you read that something that shocks you. Souls for the master. Another sentence. For the rebirth. Another sentence. They shall all pay.
The hell?
And that's the only legible book.
Stunning.
That's the only legible words left in this book. There is a name to it though.
Stunning.
There is a name. Then you can barely make out the name of the owner if you want. If you like to know. This is a journal that's been snugged in here, essentially hiding, plain sight. Kate.
Speaks of dark summonings, or maybe something more nature based.
As the front of this private journal has the same vortex that you've seen before on the cloak.
I don't know what that vortex represents, but that can either be the void or or a force of nature. Neither is a good sign for us to be dealing with.
But you know, this journal used to be owned by someone named Kate.
Wait, my character after seeing Kate. Wait, doesn't she run the guild? Did no one hear that?
I heard it.
I
I'm just
heard
waiting for.
I heard the for fan to hear that.
I heard it. I'm
Yeah.
just waiting for the players' reactions.
I can't say anything. 'Cause I'm technically not there. My clone is outside.
Wait,
I
wait. So the sweet girl who runs the guild owns this journal?
This journal is a bit old. It could be her, or it could be someone connected to her.
Or
Is
it could be one of her ancestors named after her or something.
That's
Can my clone
that's
speak
what I
up?
meant by connected to her.
Can my clone speak up?
Yep.
I mean, isn't she an elf or a dark elf?
She's a drought. Am I correct?
Drows are dark elves.
Oh.
Aren't they long lived?
Yes.
So it shouldn't be that far fetched, depending on how old she is.
Hey, can we borrow him? Can we take this journal with us for temporary use? We'll return it.
That's not for the library. I don't know where you got that.
I call over Snickers and put it in her traveling bag.
I'm guessing we're him. I guess we need to go to the guild. Plus, I need to talk to the doctor.
I still
Yeah,
don't,
same.
I still gotta figure out, how much repairing my stuff's gonna cost me.
Let him do this
The-
before we go back to the
Yeah.
guild.
So,
Please.
yeah, that's fair enough. So yeah, you walk into the blacksmithing shop. You see the blacksmith.
Yeah. How much will I need? How much will I need for some repairs and upgrades? As I put, as I make the
Where
mantis.
did you get those fossils? Wait, are those fossils?
Yes, I plan to potentially use those in the weapons as well.
These are fresh. These are no fossils, boy.
Well, I mean, technically they belong to a living fossil if you think about it.
But you saying dinosaurs still exist?
Yeah, it's pretty tasty too.
I'm going to have to pay a visit to a certain merchant today.
Yo, we'll
So
offer him
what
some
you gonna
dice
do
for
with them?
meat.
Okay, what'd you say?
Offer him some dice for meat from your back pocket.
So
So
what
anyway,
exactly do you want?
I want to find out. I wanted to find out how much it would cost to repair this and upgrade some of my equipment.
What exactly are you repair besides your armor?
My armor I want to potentially have this upgrade as well. But what I'm looking for repairs is I pull up my gun. I show him the little slot that had my crystal on it, which is now broken because I tore it off.
As you can, as he rubs his hands together, and as you see him they go red hot, and you just hear like cheer. There, done.
I wasn't even done explaining my stuff yet. Rewind that.
Okay.
Time gets rewinded. So upgrade wise, I bring out the fire crystal and now my new plant crystal. I wonder if it was possible to make a casing for these two, so I get a casing for these two, and then attachment on both my armor, my gun, and potentially as I put the mantis on the table, and this guy. Wait, transform. No, transform. Okay, fine. I give the mantis some dinosaur meat
And
when
it
he transforms.
transforms before you grab it, and it's like, yes.
Could potentially have it so I can interchange these two between any one of these two weapons or myself with the armor.
Do you have any spare mithril?
Do I even have? And I also would like to know what materials do I need to modify to modify this musket to shoot a spell.
I can tell you're gonna need more mithril to make more components for that musket. And wait a minute. As he asks, may I see your revolver?
Go for it.
This back part, the hammer, where the fire crystal used to be,
Mm-hmm.
it looks shoddily made. As he plinks it off, there's the actual hammer. As he opens up the revolver, see? And he takes out the cylinder and he opens it up. There's different slots for crystals right there.
Oh,
Whoever
what?
made this weapon knew how to fool a blacksmith.
All right, or at least how to fool me. All right then. As I put that one away. So what about the potential of making the musket, my blade, and my armor compatible with these two crystals then, so I can interchange them at least.
You're gonna need to find more mithril. to make more components. But these scraps here, as he kind of like heats up his hand and kind of like melts, like works with his hand with them both being heated up, and kind of takes tongs and dunks it in metal, and and you hear a clicking sound with the revolver. You have, I don't know if the iron will break when you use the crystal, but you will at least have something to use with it. But I do recommend you find more mithril so this thing can get an overhaul. As underneath of it, like near the cylinder on the bottom of it, or
Mhm.
at the bottom part of the cylinder, is a slot for a gem.
All right then. Then I'll be off to find more mithril.
Did my character
Well,
ever
Bottom of the
get?
gem.
Did my character ever get her sword from that blacksmith?
Yeah, you did.
I
You
think
did. You
you
got
did.
your,
Okay.
you got your debt. You got yours, and it looks very interesting.
I still
Mithril
have
blue.
I still have 2 rapiers now. I need to figure out what to do with the other one.
I thought you were gonna give it to my character.
There you go. Guess she's gonna give it to you today.
Yeah.
So boy, here's what I recommend. You can upgrade a lot of things with those bones. It all depends on what you want.
Well, for now, I guess I'll leave. For now, I guess I'll leave it as upgrading for all in one go later on. Then.
Mm-hmm. And if you do want to do a trade for raw materials, I would be accepting those.
And then, do you potentially have any raw mithril or lying around?
I do not. Mithril is insanely hard to come by.
Fair enough. You can't blame it for
The
trying.
fact that we found the mithril earlier is kind of the miracle.
Yeah,
Right.
and it was may also been planned.
Hmm. Then what can I potentially get for this? As I put up like three let's put like 4 ribs of the dinosaur we killed.
For this, you want to sell this?
I can tell.
Yes.
As he looks outside and sees Clyde. I'll give you
And there's Epic.
hi Epic. I'll give you
Hi,
20
Epic.
gold for each one of these ribs.
So how much again?
20 gold.
Hmm. Because I need to look into my best interest. I wonder how much he would pay me for these.
That's fair enough.
So in any case, I will be back. I end up on my so for the small repair I give him a couple of copper coins
Thank you very much, sir. Please come again.
and then I leave. So now I have another journey now. Question: so you said these scorpions they can find stuff in the desert?
Yeah, they are natural explorationists. They literally roam the desert for foods. Your skeleton might have in its memory a few locations of random ores or relics or um, broken down buildings or carts.
Then I want to potentially find ores.
You're gonna have to roll animal handling with your creature, and you will be going out into the desert alone.
What do you mean by alone? I have my clone.
I guess you recall your clone. I guess then.
Animal handling. What is that again? What is that again? Dexterity.
In
What
the
is my
town,
animal handling
you
again?
don't need to roll dexterity, but to get your clone to come near you, which he
Oh,
explains
no.
everything you heard.
Hmm. My overall question: what is my animal handling again?
Your animal handling, I think, will be. Isn't it? Hold on. Let me actually look this up. Remember, I got a character sheet right here.
I can figure out what it was.
Animal handling is wisdom.
It's wisdom? Oh, okay, so +3. That's a 5 right now.
It you did not present any. When you did animal handling, your character is still passive towards you with the dry wood cork on its tail, but you did not present any ore or anything for it to track down.
Can I pull out? Okay, then can I pull out my musket, which I had modified with some mithril,
Yes.
and then I will try this again because I didn't know. You know, what does God say? God says maybe.
God says no.
All right, then a different time.
Yep. You let the scorpion brew on what you're trying to ask. But it does seem pretty cheery to be near you.
Yeah.
I'll take what I can. I'll take what I can get with skeleton. With the scorpion.
Now that you're outside, you can guess who walks up to you.
I don't know who walks up.
Clyde.
Ah, yes, Clyde. So, how much would you buy this off of me? As I show him 6 giant ribs.
Yes.
He kind of like enamors at it. Living fossils. Prove that they fucking exist. He looks at you for all of them 100 gold. He is willing to spend that much.
Give me a second. I'll be walking around.
So, Firebrandy, are you going to the guild with everyone else?
Guess so. Got no reason not to.
I'm gonna say you make pretty quick work of getting there. And you're in front of the guild. How do you want to do this?
Well, my character goes straight to the doctor.
I already saw the doctors.
No, we went to go see the librarian. Oh, yeah, I forgot. We have a book that's from the girl who runs the front desk. Is the girl who runs the front desk? Is she there?
Yeah, she's always there.
I walk up straight up to her and I slam the journal on top of the table.
You don't have the journal. I have the journal.
I go up to the front table and on the front table.
I grab you before you can do that.
Yeah.
Stop assaulting furniture.
Agreeable. We need to stop her from scaring the person. Jeez.
Yep. Hi! Welcome back, you guys. Are you looking for a quest, or...
We're just taking a small break. That's all.
Okay.
Can you tell us a little about the history of this town? We're still looking into the cult.
Oh, wait, that was an actual thing? As she looks into your eyes and seeing this determined look.
Mm-mm.
Can I roll a perception to see if she's lying?
I've got the look of I'm not here for bullshit.
Someone roll perception to see if she's lying.
She kind of like...
She hasn't said anything yet.
Give me 1 second. Mother? Yeah? Can you run the front desk, please? Okay, you need a break? Yeah, yes. Can you please meet me in meeting room 1? As she goes through the door right underneath the guild board. And she comes out the other side and she goes, over here, follow. We want to do this in private, right?
Public doesn't matter too much.
Mm-mm.
But
Okay,
I go in.
You guys walk upstairs into that very first meeting room that you guys first entered. You first became a party. So since it looks like you've seen through my attempt at keeping everything low, You should know one thing. I am not with them.
You, my dear, break way too easily. All I asked was a simple question, and yet you've already begun talking.
Depending on, I have a incredibly low charisma, out of character, and I'm very shy, and I rather not freak out anyone in public. You don't understand. The town guard love to patrol the guild.
And if you hate surprises, you're going to absolutely despise this. And I pull out the book and lay it before her.
She shrinks into her seat, not like physically, but you can try to see she cried. I thought I gave that to my mother, and I thought that was burned.
Not all
Some
the
things
way.
are harder to get rid of, my dear.
Hang on. Is my character in the room with them as well?
I'm assuming so.
Okay.
Female fan is
Some of that
entertaining.
book survived.
My
Maybe
character's
my
just
mom-
watching.
Okay. You'd have to ask the guildmaster. She did adopt me. Hello, you guys there?
Yeah, we're here.
Okay.
I'm
Now
letting
this
other
brings up
people
the
run this.
question. Why would she be the one important when it's your name that's in the book?
Because she was the one that originally broke up the inner workings of the court and of the cultists in town before you all arrived. She actually was able to dismantle part of their operations.
Were you born into the
I
cult?
I
And
was
were you taken from them?
stolen into the cult and forcefully raised by them. And when I say this, they did lie to me.
Sounds like something a cult would do.
But there's something else to it. All those people you see that are working for the cult, you know, those purple glowing-eyed folk? Do not feel bad when you kill them. They're already dead. Supposedly.
Wait,
Their body
we're supposed to feel bad for killing people who are trying to kill us?
well, you might
You're
feel
a
bad
little, you're a
once you
little
learn
short
that
on
their
the
souls have
uptake, my
been
dear.
forcibly sucked out by
You're a little short on the uptake. Many of us have already stained our hands with blood through one means or another.
Well, I'm
Right.
sorry if what they did, how they butchered people, how they tortured and sacrificed people in circles to some tentacle fuck.
So you're telling us not to feel bad for
So
killing
during
people
Eldritch Horror event,
who are killing other people for fun. I'm
no,
not
no,
gonna lose any sleep over these people. I'm gonna just have fun murdering them.
Murder is fun.
You don't understand. You're not. Their souls have been sucked out for Pete's sake.
Oh, great. They're soulless. They.
Eldritch,
You
The
act like
cult-
any of us here have a soul, so.
Just like
No.
the gingers.
enough with the jokes. It's an Eldritch horror we're dealing with.
From what I know, I can assume, anyway, is that with them having their souls basically ripped out, they don't really have control over much. Correct me if I'm wrong here, fan, but they don't have much control over what they're doing.
Hell, some of the higher ups are still granted their souls because they're acolytes, but that's it.
I'm mainly talking about the lower rank ones, the soldiers that we're
The
fighting.
lower rank ones are they're fodder.
Yeah. But assuming the higher rank ones still have their soul, they are choosing this. So.
Yes, they are very much choosing this, and when I say that they will do anything to get a soul, they mean it. If you're asking me about this, then that means you probably messed with one of the higher ups, or stopped their operations in some way.
Out of character. Yep.
What did we do to them? All we did was show up and try to get some jobs.
Right.
Out of character is actually what I
That's the
did.
problem.
It's my fault,
We're
actually.
an unknown factor in their plan, and they don't want to take any risks if they can help it.
Right.
Plus, can you guys hear?
Yep.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Plus, it is also kind of my fault too. I kind of pissed one of the higher ups off, I think.
Probably.
Oh no, I did. I
can
think
say
I did
this:
anyway.
they're still in the early stages of their plan, probably even at this moment.
So let's just go in there, kick butt, so they don't get more powerful.
They probably moved locations by now. Who knows where they are?
Right.
They're not in town anymore.
What about the cloak I stole?
The cloak you stole.
Sounded a little suspicious.
What sounds suspicious?
Whatever she just said. The woman we're talking to, I mean.
Well, you guys talking to her, not there.
Well, I don't know where they would be anymore. All I know that the people that they rip souls out, they call half deads or fake deads.
Interesting.
And some of the students still have their souls, but I don't know if that would be a good idea. All I know that when I last was with them, they learned a new ritual that gave them the ability to conjure purple lightning in their hands and rip out souls from people.
Great.
So we definitely sniped them.
Yeah, I know these guys sound edgy. These guys make Rex sound normal.
For the most part, yeah, sure. But this is definitely not good.
Now.
That's all I know. I just
Wait,
want normal life now with my mother.
can my character try to hug her?
Sure, roll persuasion.
Roll persuasion. I accidentally clicked performance,
Man,
but I
only
have the same one for
question on
performance.
this.
I got a 16.
All right, as soon as you hug her, she starts crying.
There. It's gonna be all right. At least now you have a mother who loves you.
Was ritually sacrificed in front of me.
There. You now have a mother who loves you. A good family.
Thank you. She breaks away and wipes up the tears. Kind of puts out that poker face back on. I should go and attend the front desk. Thank you. As she leaves you in this room.
So, we're definitely killing all of them for making her cry, right?
Yeah, DM, I have a single question
Agreed.
about these creatures. Yeah,
I
Okay,
I have
agree
a
with
so
single
Duchess
question
on
about
this.
these people.
so you guys never yes.
The Fire Brandy has a question.
Depending on what happened to the people's souls, the question is, yes, we know their souls were sucked out, but
They're the
the
souls.
question is, are their souls still there, like just in a different place, or are they being consumed and no longer able to be put back into them? That's my question.
I'm not going to answer that question.
I figured
I
as
have.
much.
Something.
I only have one question about them. And it is, would these beings be considered undead?
They would be considered psi wave undead, which is a different classification. They're not necrotic damage based. They're psi wave based, and turn undead would not work on them.
I only asked that. I only asked that because this will actually uh, be affected by our future fights against them. I have something that may or may not be of use.
After this whole entire stand, my character decides to go back to the nurse, the doctor of the place.
Yeah, I can imagine you just walk out of the door, with Snicker trying to follow you and kind of like being like shut in with Firebrandy. As you walk down the steps and right in front of the door, or like side of the door, you see the doctor kind of just like in some sort of front desk.
Me trying to make sure no one else can see it. Doc, I show her the horns. Can you do a quick checkup? Showing her the horns.
Um, remember that piece of paper I gave you?
Yeah.
If it's dot 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 or question mark question mark question mark, that means dot dot dot. That means I would have an answer, but if it's question mark, I do not know anything.
It's dot dot dot.
All I know, it's reptilian based. It's some sort of power to it. I don't know what.
Oh, great. Motherfucked a lizard.
I mean, there's plenty of lizardmen out there.
Considering we sort of know one.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's not too
I'm
bad.
just saying that out of character, by the way.
Well, I guess
The
it's
lizards
not.
have snakes have too.
Well,
Because-
Mother was known for her clientele. Will I notice any other changes?
It all depends on the future.
Okay.
She's gonna roll for something else though.
Do I have to roll?
Unless you're trying to hide your hair thing.
No, I'm just. Wait, no, I should try to hide them again. What do I roll to make sure no one else can see my horns over my bangs?
You just like, I guess, roll stealth. She does not notice your hair changing at all. But she kind of gives you the answer and pats you on the shoulder.
Stealth. Okay. Yo, I got a 17. Let's go.
Let's go.
When you try to hide your horns, you end up like just disappearing from view of like everyone in the tavern, but not like in a
Yo.
mechanical sense, but just like hiding based.
So wait.
By the power of obliviousness.
So no
Yeah.
one. So no
Just
one noticed
first.
my horns. So no one's noticed my horns. Thank God.
Surprisingly.
So I guess it's time for
I have a
Rex.
quote where somebody finds the horns. I am waiting.
God. I'm surprised no
Okay,
one.
question. So how many people in the party have horns?
One person?
We need two more second. We need two more second crack this one joke.
I never heard you on that one.
We need two more second crack a joke, guys. Come on now.
No.
No.
Wait. Yeah, but that's what she gives you as she goes back to her notes.
Firebrandy, I muted you because I heard someone on your sing. Well, guessing, I'm muting Firebrandy. Someone let me
So
know.
anyway,
Someone let me know when Firebrandy no longer has someone talking on the other side.
what if we also have him muted?
I can tell you guys later.
Oh.
Okay, so anyway,
What?
so what are we doing? Oh yes, can I like go back to haggling with the
Yes.
fossil dude?
Yep.
So while I'm in front of him, as he's currently potentially orgasming everywhere.
He's just excited. It's like jittery. It's kind of like with the
Jury
6 legs. He's like, what?
Jury duty?
Yes,
Nope.
jury duty. Yes, jury duty. Where you orgasm, when you orgasm, depending whether the person's guilty or not.
Oh my
All I heard was
God,
somebody orgasming at jury duty. What the fuck?
what the fucking Anyway, you can kind of see like
I'm not
what
gonna
he,
listen
like
to jury
when we
duty.
like hop in
I'll
place. That's
everyone.
kind of what he's doing with his legs. When he's excited.
So
All right, I'm back.
how much will I get for? So I pull out 3 ribs, 3 of these big ribs.
I'm willing to do 50 gold for 3 things rips.
50 gold? Wait. Why is he getting 50 gold?
All right then, I'll give you.
He's selling his.
these. All right then. And how much? So I'm going to assume it would be double for a double.
DM,
So I
what's
get
this roll thing for me in my character sheet?
chicken.
What?
Whether
You had rolled
or not
something in my character sheet.
whether or not I put a live chicken in your ribcage.
Oh God. Yeah, there's a
So not gonna,
roll thing in my character sheets.
but not gonna lie though, I am very
I don't know
tempted
who
to
it was
get
for.
I'm very tempted to put a hamster wheel inside of you.
Anyway, back to Rex. Yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
for 3 more rips, I'm willing to pay 100.
Hot dog, no hot dogs.
Farbrandy's muted himself, by the way.
Okay, I'm back.
Yeah, that's because I've currently got something going on in real life at the moment.
Okay, hello, you guys hear me?
Yep.
So he hands me. But to assume he hands me the 100 gold coin, and I give him the 6 giant ribs.
Yep. And he kind of skitters off, like bolts off in a manner.
Me to myself, little does he know I have more.
No, he does not hear this. He's just gone.
Man just gone having the time of his life. Will I add 100 gold coins to my inventory? Oh wait, actually, I would have would he even know about where any potential ore deposits are?
Maybe, but he dashed off.
Firebrandy? Firebrandy.
Yes?
I just got a call from the foster brother. He's
I
stranded
know.
at Chipotle.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh no, the worst place to get stranded at.
He
Chipotle.
locked
On the
his
diarrhea and food material on the walls.
he locked his keys in his car.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Are you gonna go help him?
That's it.
Well, we lost Firebrandy.
Yeah, we lost Firebrandy. Firebrandy walked into the bar and didn't walk out.
Firebrandy's not gone. He's just about back. He's on a temporary job to go rescue a carriage from some bandits.
No, he went to go save someone from Chipotle.
Yes.
The thing is-
Yes. The Chipotle Syndicate.
The monster that's known as Chipotle.
Rex, dude, did you really just say Chipotle Syndicate?
Yes.
God.
You can just stop this man.
Okay, are we still going on with the session?
Yep.
Or are we gonna wait? until he gets back.
We're gonna continue.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I think for the most part, Firebranding and ours things stopped because now we need to watch Rex, go out and try to find more of those medals.
Yes.
Great.
And then I guess later on I can do whatever I was gonna do at the guild.
Alright, so if anything, it looks like it's Rex time. Let's go.
Okay, so you kind of hop on your scorpion and uncork the tail as you guys
Mhm.
like bolt out of town.
Okay, so it's me and the Scorpion for now. Me and the Scorpion. Then we just have my Simulacrum. But I think he's like on the Scorpion as well.
Yep,
Is the Scorpion big enough to carry 2 people?
it's a 2x2, so yes, it is very much big enough to carry 2 people.
Ah, sweet. Okay.
It's a 2x2 block space in tile combat.
Oh, good God. Okay, he's huge.
Yeah, he's huge. It's actually the size of large, not huge. Huge would be 3x3.
Well, I didn't know that. I'm just saying he's big.
Yeah, he's big, big boy.
Okay. So anyway, so I'm currently going. Okay, so anyway, so the guards just see a Scorpion with 2 people with 2 of the same person on its back, walking just casually riding out of town.
They're like, oh yeah, okay, see you later. Yeah, Frank told us. Bye.
You just see the 2 of me on top of the scoop just to skitter away. The guard just see both of Rex skitter into the sunset.
No, I will not pick up dinner.
Are you gonna go save him
Welcome
from
back,
Chipotle?
Firebrandy.
Yeah, I'm gonna go save him for the Chipotle.
Okay, so anyway, so I
You
gotta
won't pick up
roll
dinner while you're out?
right?
Yeah, you get tracking
Okay,
animal
love
handling
you.
essentially.
I'll pick up dinner. Bye.
Okay. That's an 8 again. How
Just
the
call me
You
when
just
you pick
not
something up.
recognize the or what
Yeah.
what you're trying to recognize.
Guys, since I won't be able to do anything, and because my phone becomes extremely static when I drive,
Yeah.
I'll be getting off until this is all said and done. I guess we'll go with, since the last time I heard we were at the doctor's. I had a hidden wound, and suddenly I needed extra medical attention.
Okay.
No, we're just gonna say you're tired of our crap and went off to go read some more magical spells or learn more about the city.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Right now we're just
Or
watching
just
Rex.
that works.
went to sleep.
Right now we're just watching Rex go out and try to find more stuff. I think everyone who's at the inn's probably at the guild will probably just go take a nap while he goes out and tries to find more rare metal.
Why don't you guys go assist him with the metal hunting?
Nah.
He's already outside of town.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the only ones that would really actually no, me and Duchess would probably be able to catch up.
Nah. My character's probably sleeping. It's probably having a crisis at the moment because she has horns and she's probably some form of snake.
Yeah, and actually no, you're not wrong, because both of our characters are having major issues.
I guess
going
while he
on.
does that, you and me are probably just
Considering
sitting in
my-
a corner, probably just sitting in a corner, just.
Rel having a pointy problem too?
No, more like I'm having a living armor problem. My armor came to life a few minutes ago.
Me and him are just
What's
sitting
wrong?
at a table.
It's just a permanent hug.
No. Me and him are sitting at a table, looking up at the heavens together, asking, "What's wrong with life? What's wrong with us?"
I'm still gonna enjoy the day when somebody figures out that an NPC figures out you have horns. I have such a terrible joke that's probably gonna make
Please
two of you
don't.
laugh.
Oh, good
So-
God.
Now I have to figure out what the heck my armor knows about my past and shit. And so
I don't know if you will be.
I'm struggling to figure out what to do. So
But for right now, it's Rex
figuring that
hour.
out.
As Rex, would you like to make any other rolls to try to track down the ore, or like try to do attunement?
Explain attunement.
You were called to the ore last time. Are you gonna try to like reach out and try to see if you're called again? This
I
will be
mean,
your
sure. What I got roll for that?
D20 plus spellcasting modifier.
Roll what again?
D20 plus spellcasting modifier.
Oh, so wisdom again. Okay.
Let me pick you up.
It is just not my day.
It is not your day. This bodes badly for me tomorrow. You may roll this one.
Can I have my clone roll for perception?
Sure.
All right, clone. What do you got for me? That's a 16.
Your clone kind of like smacks on top of the head, and then you like feel the pull finally.
My clone's at the back of my head. Hey, yo! What the? Why did you slap me? Because, you make a fair point there.
Hello.
And you finally feel the pull of the ore that you're looking for.
I feel it.
Let's see if you can actually track it down, though.
I roll again.
Yeah.
I roll again.
It fades for a second, and you go off track. You're farther away than you were.
No.
I got a vacuum anyway.
Hmm?
So I got a vacuum anyway.
I'm just gonna continuously just wander around the desert. What do I find randomly while I'm just going through the desert like this?
Okay. Roll for like remembering something as you come up on a creature.
What would that be? Intelligence? I think it's a +1 for me.
Yeah, roll that +1.
This will be
I
interesting.
don't even know what I'm looking at.
You're looking. Okay, so yeah, you have a very hard time understanding what you're looking at. As it kind of like turns towards you, looks at like what you're writing, and bolts off.
Oh, you whore! No, get back here.
Would you like to do? Would you like to roll again?
I was thinking of shooting it, but okay.
Yeah,
19.
yeah. You kind of like shake off the backhanded hit from before, and come to clarity. You do recognize this as a dash viper, but it seems to have grown up into its mature form. It is not. It's a 2x2 space, combat tile space, but it is smaller than the ridge scorpion. But you do recognize a mark on the head. You remember the very first combat when you left that snake to run away?
Ah, I see. Time to finish the job, clone.
Wait, hold on. Did that snake that he gave mercy and let live come back?
Yeah, and he bolted because he saw Ridge Scorpion, which is the apex.
Oh boy.
Why is it so hot?
Why bring him down here?
Anyway, what would you like to
yeah.
do? Your scorpion is in a chase to. Like, are you trying to chase this thing down, or?
I mean, what benefits would I get from from letting it live?
I mean, it is much bigger than it was before.
You know what? I'm just gonna follow it.
Are you gonna do stealthy follow, or are you gonna be like chasing it down?
It already knows I'm following it. I don't think it'll be easy for them to make it not know I'm following it.
Who knows?
Fine. I'll roll for stealthy follow. What do I gotta roll for that? Charisma?
Dexterity for your creature.
Oh, okay, that's a plus. What the fuck is my thing with dexterity? Let me check. That is a +3, I think, for dexterity for him.
Yep.
That is an 18. That's an 18 right there.
As your scorpion, you're gonna give this command.
Okay, so here's what happens now. So all you see is the head of me, my head, and my clone's head moving through the sand that are both lashed onto the scorpion's back, who's currently under the sand.
Oh, then you would have gotten a +5 on top of it. You were going underground.
Oh yeah, we're going to the ground. That's a +5 right there.
No, that's a +5 on top of your +3 because your scorpion has an ability for going underground.
Oh, okay, so that's not an 18 then, no, isn't it? That's a bigger number.
Yeah, that's a bigger fucking number. Maybe you should read the abilities.
I was reading through. I just skimmed over that one in particular. Okay, that's not okay. So that's not 18. That's a 20. That's on that 23 right there.
Yeah. So you kind of like your scorpion like jumps up and dives underground, kind of like pulling back its tail into a straight line.
All right. So if anybody sees this, all you see is mine and my clone's head. They're just like going through the sand, kind of like shark fins, except it's our heads.
It's underneath the brush, so the snake kind of looks back, doesn't see anything, and like slows its pace as it heads towards a different direction you weren't expecting it to.
Can I roll for perception to see what's around here?
Yeah.
It's a 19.
You notice that you're now out of the gear area, like where the gears are coming out of the ground. You're noticing the snake is going towards something.
Oh, cool! Something. I like something. It's my favorite place to be. Right next to somewhere and nowhere, and over there.
Yep. Are you gonna continue to follow, or?
I will continue to follow it. As right now, both me and my clone have stand in places it shouldn't be. We're going all in now.
You have to stop your scorpion as this snake jumps over a cliff edge.
Oh boy.
You have discovered the canyon.
Oh, cool, canyon. Fuck, there might be wires here.
That's not good.
The fact that Rex managed to find a giant canyon.
Yeah, as you look over the edge, you can see the snake actually slither, like catch itself on the wall and slither down towards the water and start drinking.
How come you can climb walls? You have no hands.
Do you forget your scorpion has climbing speed?
I'm complaining about the goddamn snake, not my scorpion being able to do this. I know he can do this for the snake.
Hang on.
Enough terrain for
anyway. So both of me and the scorpion scale the mountain. I'm going to assume a cliffside.
Would you like to roll for perception for the water area?
You know, why not?
Close the door.
10.
You see different all the different creatures that you've seen before on your journey. You see bullhawks. You see actually you see a Majungasaurus drinking from the river. And all these, like, there's some prey animals and like predatory animals that are not attacking each other.
In the back of my mind, my guy's like, yo, free bones. I'm kind of tempted.
As you're scaling the wall, you're noticing the walls are embedded along this canyon wall with fossils. Like dead, like old fossils, like fossilized fossils.
Will any of these things potentially bother me if I just start mining?
They look all passive right now.
I will not bother them. I will instead start digging out the walls.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, there is a river in this canyon, and there's a riverbed, and in the walls there's definitely fossils you can dig out that are loose enough.
So the fact that I managed to find a passive area, I'm going to assume it's some kind of safe zone.
It's the only water source within like 100 meters.
So it does make sense that nothing here will want to try to kill each other. Then
Yeah.
I will leave it like that. But I will potentially be setting out traps to catch fish.
Also, it's interesting that you note that you found another Majungasaurus.
I mean, it is very interesting. I am very tempted to kill it.
But
I
why
know I
near the
can.
river? I mean, like, as you're like walking up, you'll notice like as you're probably on the wall or using your scorpion to be like on the wall mining, you notice a few Majungasaurus are just walking around this place. It's like their natural environment, like where they come to live and whatnot.
Double the bones.
As you can see, some of them like chase around some of the prey animals, and some of the other animals that are here that are just drinking. This is their home, and there seem to be. It's a gray area for them.
You know what? I probably don't even have to kill them.
Nice.
They're on the wall right now. They can't reach you.
No, that's not what I mean. If they're just wandering around like they live here, there's bound to be a couple of dead ones.
You're right.
Just from old age.
You're gonna have to that. Like, wait,
I'm going to milk that bud guy dry of all of his money.
You really want all that money for the... Wait, weren't we supposed to take him there?
Well, yes.
No.
God.
Yeah. We were supposed to, but then we got off track, which is normal for us. And then there's the fact that I'm over here now. Not only that, but it's a good thing we didn't out of character. It's a good thing we didn't bring him over here because there's more dinos here, like living dinos that might kill his group.
Right, and we don't exactly want that.
And as quickly as you see the Jungosaurus, they also seem to move on to the next spot down the river. Pretty quick.
I wonder, is it possible for me to kill one without it touching me by just being up here?
It's possible.
Oh, to bump your toe.
Can I potentially try to kill one if there's one walking around alone while I'm mining up here?
Would you like to roll perception again?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? The 14.
You see a spider web being flinged at you.
Oh boy.
Can I spellcast me and my clone?
This is not magical.
No, I know that. I'm figuring that. I'm going to assume it's not magical. Me and my clone just spellcast fireball to burn it.
Yep.
That is a nat 20 all around twice plus 3?
Yep.
Whoa.
That would be and it leads to what you realize is what looks like a fossil, a group of fossils, is really this 2x2 spider thing.
So because me and my clone got a nat 20, I'm going to assume that one of us destroyed the web. Can I use that other nat 20 to hit this thing in the face with the other fireball?
Yep. You notice around you there is 3 other spiders. And you notice, because you got the 14, you notice some of their webs are transparent. Like, you can see right through them. Without a trained eye, it would be like ghost wire in real life. With the editing and whatnot, and movie films and whatnot.
Right. They're covered in fossils, right?
Yeah, they look like fossils. This isn't, like, something's going to keep the Majungasaurus in check. As you can see, another group hunting down the pack of Majungasaurus, making them very much gone.
I see. Okay, so I take out my revolver. I switch out the fire crystal for the plant crystal, and I want to see if I could potentially shoot one of these and just have vines wrap around, make it fall to its death.
Okay. You're gonna have to die.
Okay, so before I roll anything, I cast I cast True Strike.
Okay, now you just have advantage. Okay.
That's advantage plus my yeah. So it's not get to roll twice. Just me. Not the clone. I'm gonna save this stuff for later.
Okay. That hits.
That is
Nope, doesn't. That's not.
that is a 13. What do I get there?
Hold on. This should be for the
That's
canyon stuff.
because the round doesn't have to penetrate; it just has to hit.
Bullhound, Golem, Companion. AC is. Yep, you definitely hit the AC.
Ah, okay. So do I? Okay, so can I have vines just wrap around it?
Yeah. Um. How? Which direction would you like to move? Well, would you like to move it?
We're currently adjacent on a wall, right? Like a cliffside.
Yeah, you're about um 50 feet high, which would be what 310 of damage.
So what? How much damage would that do to this thing if it falls straight? If it just falls
You do
straight down?
310 of damage.
Okay,
You
so
always
while
hit
it
the AC.
falls,
You can very well do this.
I just make it fall down, and can I have my clone fire? Can I have my clone just shoot him can I have my clone just shoot it with the musket?
Hold on, let me roll falling damage.
Oh no, I'm doing this while it's falling.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll let you do your thing.
Roll to hit.
Okay, this is shooting. This is gonna be um like a D3 for my firing, or is it dexterity I'm aiming with?
What?
What am I doing to hit this thing with this gun? Like what modifier do I use?
You're using your probably your dexterity modifier. Hold on, that was the wrong roll. That was just roll for acrobatics. It failed it.
That's an 11.
That does not hit its AC.
Damn it! No fireball thing.
Um, it does look pretty hurt from the fall, though.
Can my clone cast fireball as his last thing he does?
Okay. No hit.
10.
No hit.
I see. His fossil armor was too strong.
Um. By the way,
But at least his
now
damage.
your scorpion's turn for combat.
Oh, fun.
Oh, okay. Let me go check. Let me go check my boy's stats. Okay. Strength wise, that's a 20 strength. Holy hell. Okay. And he has multi attack. So okay, I got this.
Multi attack could be any of his attacks. It's not exclusive to his claw.
No, I know that, but
Because on a flat surface, there's one behind a scorpion and two to like each side of its pincers. To each one of its pincers, like you could move and strike essentially.
Okay, so can I potentially have him grab both of these spiders with his claws and just
Sure,
on
you
the
could use
floor?
that. You have 3 multi attacks, so or is it 2?
So I pick it. So that okay. So that's going to be an 11 and an 18.
The 18 hits. The 11 does not hit. You have.
Okay, so
Do you use a claw attack? Do you move and use a claw attack, or do you move and use a sting attack?
I move and do a claw attack. So I can like try to grab hold to it. Do I get a roll dexterity to see if you?
No. You hit the AC
Okay, so I'm currently grabbing him. I will now roll to sting.
with advantage. Um, So
Yes.
I'm gonna look over the damage for. Remember the damage for the claw attack. Besides grappling, it does do damage.
Oh, okay. So I'll be adding that in a bit. Okay. So for starters, I'm stinging. Is that still going to be like my strength modifier?
Yep,
Or
it'll
is
be
that going
your
to be like?
poison pincer attack that you multied with.
So, anyways, that's going to be with advantage. That's going to be a big whatever 17 plus 5 is. So, how does this spider like being stabbed, being injected with venom?
First roll the damage for doing the 1d8.
Okay, give me a second. Oh,
And yes, you do hit it.
there's a 1.
1 point of damage has been
And
dealt,
now,
and now do your sting damage.
okay, let me check and see what that was again. This is a 1d6.
You will not. You'll now do. You'll now do a full. Since it's at max, you not only do 6 damage to this thing, but you'll do the full d4 of poison damage every one of its turns. And by the way, did you know dropping is considered it is not even considered a reaction? You can do as many times as you want.
I can do what?
Did you know dropping something is not considered an action or a bonus action or a free action? You can do as many times as you want.
You tell me I can just slam this thing against the wall a bunch of times?
I'm saying you could drop it off the wall.
Oh, okay. So he's poisoned, clawed by my claw, and then I throw him on the. Can I do a strength throw? See how hard my scorpion throws him on the floor.
Sure.
That's a 9. Not as strong as I would have wanted it to be, but he still throws him on the floor.
Yeah, it's what it is, you know.
It is what it is, but hey, he takes how much damage does he take from falling?
He is 14. On his next turn, he might be dead.
Oh, yeah, probably. Okay, so there's still one more scorpion in front of me. A spider in front of me.
Yeah, and then there's one behind you. It's not in distance of your sting attack though for your tail.
It may be away from the tail, but I'm casting True Strike. My clone is casting True Strike, and my clone is casting True Strike, and he's pulling out the musket again.
Oh, okay.
Oh no, not the musket. No,
20 damage.
he's just gonna use Firebolt instead. With advantage, that is a 19.
I'm gonna roll dexterity because I didn't get attacked yet with my creature,
That's
and I
perfectly
want to see
fine.
if I can actually dodge this.
That's perfectly fine. Go for it. I want to see. I want to see what these spiders are made of. So far, I'm thinking food and money.
Oh, their carapace just looks like that way, by the way.
Oh, then food. Okay, so what does he get?
Hold on. Where's bone spider? Dexterity modifier. Oh lord, that's a +4. Wait, this thing gets advantage.
Does he get advantage in dodging?
No, it does not look like it has the trait. No, but you do have to make a con save. Whoever's attacking this creature, make a con save.
As
Make
far
a
as we
con
know,
save.
it's only Rex that is out there attacking. Because me and Duchess are back at the town.
Yeah, you guys are probably still napping. This will be over quickly.
Napping say we're both looking at the ceiling, thinking about life, and asking, where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong?
Saving throw? What do you mean? Wait, I got a Constitution saving throw, right?
Yep.
Considering both me and Duchess are having problems.
Yeah.
My thing's
your
going up.
shot's
Right
still
now,
hit.
we're just looking at the ceiling, wondering, what's gone on with my life? What could I have done to
Pretty
change
much.
this?
You fail. Your clone is under the influence of fear, and you have disadvantage on this attack.
Oh shit.
Okay, so
It has a
instead of that
trait
nine, so
called
instead of that
Emerald.
19, instead of that 19, I take that 7.
Yep.
How long does fear last?
And here's the thing. The trait you were affected by was called Emerald Scare. What
How
your
long does it
clone
last?
notices as its entire body, like parts of its body, glow with a green hue, including its eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So they start glowing green. Okay.
Yep.
So again, how long will this last on my clone?
It lasts until he's until he makes a Constitution save of 14.
Okay. So I have to wait for his turn now. So now it's my turn. Okay, so I take out. Okay, so I take out my gun. I swap out the crystal. And I put the fire crystal under. I stack true shot with my bullet and fireball.
Roll for another Constitution saving throw. This is a passive trait. Upon looking at the creature, roll for this. And this will be for all the creatures, too.
So it's just doing this for now to both of us, huh?
Yup.
A 5.
You notice the same thing your clone did. As you get this fearful feeling in your soul.
Okay, so now I gotta roll with disadvantage. Give me a second to do my big boy attack at disadvantage. So I take it. So that's a 7 for me.
You miss your attack because of fear.
You know what? I'm really annoyed at this thing right now. So 1.
Actually, it is one of the scorpion's turns, and it will do
Oh yes.
something called Web Slam.
Excuse me.
Okay, so it's the bug's turn now, right?
Yep, because we're doing turn-based and not just you say so.
Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. I know this. It's been a bit since it's attacked.
It misses its web shot, but you notice that it rips out a boulder and slams it against the ground reactively.
Okay, so there's only one spider here, right?
There's one spider's not one of the spiders is crawling back up, and the other one is kind of going toward the back of the scorpion, like circling around, going to the back of the scorpion. But one of the scorpion is dead on its turn because of poison.
Okay, so the other spider is just dead now.
Yeah, poison's a bitch. And
Really?
and you notice that the scorpion that crawled back up is sufficiently hurt.
I just spider, remember?
Yep. Yeah, one of the spiders crawled back and it's sufficiently hurt. That fourth scorpion spider is still there. So it's down to 3.
How many times what kind of multi-attack does my scorpion have? How many attacks can he go in one turn?
I say whatever the stat block says.
So it is right now 2.
Yep.
Okay, then give me a moment.
But I'm gonna say that's
else?
on your action, not your bonus action.
Okay. So for spider dudes, is anybody else going to be attacking, or is it Scorpion's turn?
It's Scorpion's turn. It's the 3 of your guys' turns now.
Okay, so Scorpion's going to go with 2 stinging attacks to see if he can hit both spiders.
I'm gonna say your Scorpion feels no fear because it is probably faced these creatures in the past.
All right, so there's no fear going on there. So that's going to be this right here. That's going to be a 6 and a big number. It's going to miss one of them.
It hit one, and then it has its stinger lodge for a second in the in the rock face before ripping it out. It looks a little
Ouchie.
more dull, but its stinger looks intact.
Alright, it's not gonna roll 1d6 for poison.
Remember,
Five.
the stinging that'll be 5 every turn for the creature. But I'm also gonna do this. Is that for the stinging attack?
Oh no, I was looking for poison. Sorry. So what does stinging do? 1d4?
Hold
Or the
on, that's for
1d8?
the poison. Hold on,
Sorry.
stinging attack. That was 1d6. You rolled for the 1d6, and
Okay.
it's
Poison. Poison.
1d4. Actually, I'm gonna say you hit the scorpion you hit before, and that scorpion kind of delatches from the wall and falls on the floor dead.
Spider, not scorpion.
Spider, right? I'm getting my
That's fine.
arachnids mixed up.
It's fine. So now we have the other one who's still at pretty good health. Because
You have two
I'm
with pretty
assuming
good
they're full
health, and they're on either side of you. One moves closer, and the other one moves closer. They're both in striking range now, as that's the 2 turns used up.
Here's my question now. Only one of them is casting or whatever fear.
Yeah, you're under effective fear for both of them, but you can roll Constitution for both that are infected to see, or like I think you'll roll for Constitution to see if your guys become unfeared, knowing that you killed 2 creatures.
So so do I get advantage or just plain out roll
I'm gonna
twice
say
for
you get
both?
advantage because you did kill 2 of the creatures.
Oh, okay then. I'll just roll once for the clone, then I'll roll for myself afterwards. That's confusing. That's gonna be a 11, which is not gonna cut it.
I'm gonna say you didn't cut it, but the AC on this did go down from 14 to 12.
And that is going to be a that looks like an 8, so that's also not gonna cut it.
All right, now
So,
now it's time for your guys'
I'm
attack. You can still try to attack.
I'm gonna try to attack this damn thing. I'm gonna do what I did before, both of me. So, question now: does this true shot does me casting that cancel out the disadvantage with my advantage?
Yes, actually it does. It becomes neutral.
Sweet. Firebolting this damn thing
Miss.
with the left. Now for the other week.
Hit.
Am I the only one
Unnatural.
who hearing the music and I'm thinking through the window, by the window?
I don't even know where you're hearing that from. But then again, I am in a basement, so maybe spirits. Yo, what up, boy? It's me. Anyway, that's an unnat 20 to hit. I'm gonna hit the one that has the most health.
They're both at max, so whatever target.
How will they both have max? One fell off a cliff.
There was four of these spiders, remember?
I heard 3.
Oh. Then, yeah, there's only one target ahead of you, and it's at max.
Okay, I hit the one in front of me. I hit him with this firebolt and bullets. So let me also roll for the bullets. No, let me also roll for the firebolt now. Yeah, that was just a bullet. The bullet hits. I mean, the firebolt's gonna. Would the firebolt hit the bullet at the same time? Probably.
Yeah, probably stacking rolls, remember?
Okay, so how much damage is that gonna be overall now?
That's going to be your firebolt damage plus your 1d6 bullet damage.
Okay, so I'll just do 2 separate rolls then.
6 damage dealt.
Then we have a bullet, which is 1d6, I think.
Mm-hmm.
There's a 6, but there's a whole 12 damage done to this guy, and he should be on fire now.
That will be 1d4 damage every turn of its turns.
Okay. So he's on fire
I'm
now.
going to have it go, and it's going to try to use It's gonna try to use. It's gonna bolt towards you and go for you. Not the clone, but you, and will use something called leg lance. This is a dexterity based ability or attack, so it will be using its dexterity.
So I'm going to assume this damn thing is going to try to pierce me.
Yep.
Do I have any reaction abilities?
Not at the moment.
I'll wait for later on for that then. Okay. Why do I never go off on my own? I enter combat.
How did that not
That
go?
was a failure. That was a failure right there. It's supposed to be an R and a D.
What? Oh, DM is having problems typing, but I got it.
There you go.
Does
There you go. There you go. I rolled against myself. That's 17 for him.
that even hit?
No, he needs an 18 to hit. Can I grab his spear? Can I grab his lance arm thing?
Reaction for it.
Dexterity, right?
Yep.
What does that do?
No, you do not. It's not on top of you. It's like right in front of the scorpion. It must judge the range.
Can Scorpion try to grab him?
Sure. I mean, it's now. Now I got back to your guys' turn.
That's a 9. Scorpion's not grabbing him today.
Scorpion. It kind of like ducks underneath the scorpion's attack. But remember, it's your guys' turn, so it's back to.
Oh, yeah, I forgot Scorpion still has multi-attack.
It means you can attack again.
Scorpion's gonna go for a poison jab. And it's not gonna do very well.
It like moves its body out of the way, and
This spider in particular is really experienced in combat.
It's going
This
to
is
try.
Spider-Man right here, guys. This is Man Spider.
It's going to try to do leg lance again. Does a 23 hit you?
23. Was it a 20? A 23 would hit me, but it would not do whatever double damage it may have done if it was a 20.
Oh, it's a 19 base roll. It does not do bonus damage.
So it's going to hit me, but this is also a good opportunity for me because now it's stuck. Because now it's stuck inside me.
It's going to use its bonus action as well. Hold on. Just got to do the lance damage. Okay. Are you resistant against piercing at all?
Question now. I'm wearing adamantine armor. Let me search that up.
You take 3 damage. And it's going to try to use web slam on you.
All right, give me a second. Adamantine and a mother. What resistances of adamantine armor now besides? There's nothing else to it. I don't have any. I only have resistances against critical hits.
Yep.
Wearing
And
it.
it just got a critical
even
hit.
Though, even though full plate.
Here's what happens, Tux. Remember how I was going after you and not your clone?
Mm-hmm.
You get web slammed. You remember what happened to that boulder?
Yeah.
Prepare to take 1d. Prepare to take 1d. 3d 10 damage.
Ah, I see. Okay.
You take 7 damage. Luckily, the web slowed your fall.
Okay, so I take that much damage. I have so question now. Did he unpierce me when he threw me, or what?
He did in fact unpierce you.
Ah, okay. So I'm gonna have Clone and other boy do his thing.
Yep. I'm
Or
gonna roll for
Clone
this
do his
to be
thing. 'Cause
dodge.
Scorpion already did his turn, so now it's Clone's turn. Clone's gonna fire at him with a 15 to hit.
That does not hit normally, but it dodges out of the way and it backs off to a safe distance.
As another action, I'm going to roll for Firebolt from my Clone.
That hits. Double damage.
He is now on fire. He is taking the double damage, and because it's my fire attack, I deal 1d8. No, 1d6 or 1d6.
Well, okay,
He
that's
takes the
12.
full. He takes a full 12 damage, and now he's on fire.
And combat ends, and it falls off the ledge. Falls off the wall.
Okay, so he's dead.
Yeah. You killed
There's
4.
still one left, right?
Nope. You killed
They're all
all.
dead.
Yep.
Oh.
I rolled.
Okay, so for starters, mean the clone. So the clone casts cure wounds on me. I'm pretty sure that's the spell I have. Let me check again.
You won't need to roll for that anyway. But yeah, how do you like your scorpion boy?
He is very useful, and I am now going to humiliate these spiders by cooking and eating them. After I
Yeah.
beat
But by the way, you did kind of
depending on which.
guys up. You're kind of the blaster of the group.
Yes, I am.
And having that scorpion kind of helps as like the muscle to protect you.
Pretty much. I would have used my sword, but none of them were really in range of use my sword.
Yep. So what did you think of the bone spiders that you killed?
I think they're an interesting creature overall.
We can use them to kill all the cultists.
If you could tame them, they're untamable.
Oh, let's tame the spiders. Let's go.
Oh god.
Anyway,
He just said they're untamable.
That's just a challenge. That's just a challenge, dude. Like, and challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted. No, you could dare try. But right now, I am gonna say it's getting dark for this day. So Rex, you might want to start heading back to reconvene with your group.
Yeah.
Which you're having.
Can I bring? Wait, before anything else, can I bring back a bunch of the fossils I lined out along with the 4 bodies of these big spiders I killed?
I'm gonna say you got one Majungasaur skeleton, and you use some of the natural salt rock in the walls to preserve these bodies.
Ah, sweet. Okay, so I come back more or less battered.
Because you're supposed to be taking double damage there, and I'm like, I'm gonna let you have it. You did really well, and I did try my hardest with these creatures.
What do you mean double damage? Critical hits don't do shit to me.
They don't, indeed. But you guys are like, okay, I'm gonna say you guys got like out of the library after a long session, and are you characters hungry by chance?
My character's having a crisis.
Yeah,
probably.
Why is your character having a crisis?
Lady lost both of our characters having a crisis.
No.
Because our DM just sprung the armor thing on me and then the horn thing on you. So we're both in crisis here.
Who did my mom mate with to make that?
Right.
Lore drop, by
you
the way.
guys won't know for a very long period.
You guys are just having an existential crisis in the background, huh?
Gosh. Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah, no, I've been doing that the whole entire session.
I guess next session I'm gonna have to ask my armor why, or like what he knows about my background.
So, are we wrapping up here?
No. What time is it?
It's been 2 hours. It's been 2 hours and 20 minutes.
Either next session or now.
We got 40 minutes.
Matter.
We got 40 more minutes, so let's keep on going.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess anyway, so I'm assuming you guys are all in like a room or an inn.
Probably.
I think so.
I mean, I think your characters are hungry.
Well,
Where is everybody?
I'm probably getting food and drink. So
My character's
So
probably
what? So
my character's
so
probably looking at herself in the mirror back at the inn, poking at the horns.
yeah,
okay, so most of the party's currently. I'm assuming most of the party's like walking towards like a tavern or something, maybe.
yeah, pretty much.
I can imagine you're probably spending time with the horse.
So okay, so Rex casually. Okay, so Rex and his crew are currently just casually stroll back into town. The guards just see me. They see me like covered in blood and muck. But and me, the crew, and the scorpion covered in blood and muck, and then you just see like four bone spider carcasses being dragged along by the scorpion
And
and a
one of
bunch
the
of
guards,
in a whole skeleton.
one of the guards steps in front of you and goes, "What are those creatures that you're
Dead.
hearing?"
They're wait. I'm making the character dead.
I know they're dead, but what are they? We've never seen them, and they're not any of the records in the town.
How would I know? They tried to attack me. Now it's mining. Now it's mining in some kind of giant ravine.
You mean you found the canyon?
More like I almost fell into it.
Who were you chasing? Or were you chasing
Some
something?
snake.
Ugh.
I was chasing some snake.
What
Ugh.
kind of
Well,
cream
anyway,
did you?
those records are not
Ooh, nice.
not on
That's a
record
good
at
one.
all. So, can you please go straight
If
to
I
the
if anything, I think a good name for them would be bone spiders because they're
what?
bone.
Getting
I will
tired?
call them bone spiders. You can't say you can't say anything. I killed them and you didn't.
Okay, what
Right.
are you gonna call them?
Bone spiders.
Well, once my session's over, we can work on the Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Yeah.
And shit.
But to
So
assume there's a decent name for these things. Not if they haven't already been named.
As you can see, the guildmaster actually walking up to you, like she looks like she's in jogging equipment. Oh,
interesting.
what the fuck?
Hmm?
You okay there, fan?
Yeah, yeah. That's her reaction though.
Okay, so I ended up falling into a giant ravine. I fought some spiders.
So you found the canyon of roaring fossils,
Yes.
and those creatures are not on record as she like sketches them. And what are their names? Since you're the one that killed them first.
Okay, give me a second. I'm out of character. I'm very tempted to just call them something else and call something really funny and something else.
Joke names aside.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Fine. I was gonna call them. Okay, so these are big spiders, right?
Yeah,
And they have long legs, right?
yeah.
I was gonna call them Bone Daddy Long Legs. I don't know what to call them. I'm really tempted to just call them that, guys.
Why is that even? Why is that such a perverted joke?
It's not because we have a spider that everyone calls the Daddy Long Legs, but these are Bone Daddy Long Legs.
They're too big
But
to be.
if anything, I'm just gonna call them. I'm just gonna call them Bone Spiders.
She writes some bone spiders. All right. Well, I guess enjoy your kills.
Also, question: how much would poison from a ridge scorpion go for?
Oh, actually, that's a decent commodity every time a scorpion walks into town. Like that one that thinks it can sneak by. Oh look, the town guard's already on it. The vials go for about a gold piece. Pretty. A gold piece if
How
it's
big are these?
it's if you
How
concentrate
big are
in
these vials?
100, that's a lot.
Oh. All right, then I'll consider that. Where is Clive? I think that's his name.
Clyde would be probably by the stables he just bought.
Clyde? Okay, there you go. Clyde. Not Clyde. Clyde. I'm bad with names. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Everyone gets his name wrong. And besides, he's
Now
by the
then.
stable just bought.
Now then, I have a fate. Now then, I must reconvene with destiny. I walk. I try to walk away coolly, but end up tripping on the floor.
I will say your
Wait.
wooden stump is back on the scorpion's tail.
Wait, no, wait. As he falls to the floor, can you see my character through the window holding a hobo, laughing?
Yes.
What is going on?
It's a joke from earlier when my character when my character walked to a table. He was outside holding a hobo, laughing.
And now we just have you outside the library holding a beat up hobo.
This is not a hobo she's holding. Someone tried to steal her purse, and she's just giving this bandit their comeuppance.
No, they tried to steal my goggles.
Yep.
I looked straight up at Duchess. Saw nothing. Stand my mouth. Nothing.
Just imagine one of us was so low in health and bumping into a table killed us.
That has happened in the past. Do not mention it.
I mean, technically, you still have your 3 saving throws.
I know, right?
How did I fucking know?
Or if you're lucky enough, one of your teammates
God.
has cure wounds.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to teach you how to play Yu-Gi-Oh, dude. You're
But
gonna love it. Once you play card
So
games. Does
Duchess notice anything on me?
If you want me to teach you,
besides you wiping up the blood off you, and
if you're not
whatnot.
interested in magic,
Dude, you're
no,
such a background character in Duchess's mind.
That's
Like,
Yu-Gi-Oh
she's
first.
just given up. Like,
my
she,
favorite game.
but you do see
willing to
what's
learn.
like on
Yu-Gi-Oh,
on the back of the scorpion. You do see these small like still 2x2 square combat field, but like four of these dead spiders stacked up on top of the scorpion,
So, what are we doing right now?
taking up like half the space of the scorpion's back.
Yeah, and currently my simulacrum isn't with me because it's time right now, and I haven't had a chance to resummon him.
What we're doing is whatever you guys feel like.
I guess we can go to the tavern.
So anyway, if she's not gonna really care about anything, I'm just gonna have my guy go all the way to Clyde, and Fan, can you please describe to both me and the rest of the party, and potentially whoever is within earshot of whatever his reaction to a whole skeleton of this dinosaur thing.
As he is sweeping up his front of his business, he kind of sees you coming, and he sees the entire skeleton, and he starts weeping because he says, "I'm out of money after buying this place."
Oh boy! Well, looks like I have an indentured servant because I found the canyon you're looking for.
Oh, good. We can go there later. I still have the money for that quest. Don't worry.
Also, by the way, these spider things are there too, where all the fossils are.
They do look like fossils. Looks like their carapace mimics whatever fossils that are around them. But besides that,
because my character isn't knowledgeable on fossils, what does he see from the carapace mimicking?
He sees not only just a Manjungo score skeleton that carapace abdomen, but he sees a bunch of different dinosaurs.
Lightsaber holder.
Anything catches interest or nothing at all?
Nice.
Hold on, I'm actually scrolling up. Okay, here we go. He sees a Spinosaurus skeleton. Well, one looks like a Spinosaurus.
Now the only
skeleton.
downside is
One looks like a Triceratops. One looks like a Allosaurus, and one looks like a Ankylosaurus head. For these
Chewies and dinosaur names, bro.
So normally none of these would really be any interest. So much interest.
These are Well, depending on how they seem to disguise themselves, I say these fossils do exist in that canyon. We do tend to dig them up, but we have not found this one. As he points to the third one, because the other ones look like mixed or like hybrid skeleton heads. This looks like a Carcharodontosaurus. These are much bigger than the Majungasaurus you've seen.
Hmm. All right then. In any case, how much would the whole skeleton even go for? I do not. I do
Well,
not mind. I do not mind waiting for payment.
well, if you send it out with my shipment tomorrow, as he kind of like looks towards the stable, and you can kind of see like the horse and buggy there now. By the way, I own the stables. I would say that they would sell for around. Well, if two bones of living things go around for 100, then a few six of
What?
those skeleton ribs over 100, for like 200 or 100. I would say that whole skeleton would be. It would be a while before you get it back. It takes like about a week, but and there's a possibility of bandits always getting it, but it would be around 1,000.
Hmm.
I
I
mean, how do you
guess
think
I'll
I was
take
able
my.
to buy this establishment?
You make a fair point. I guess I'll take you up on that offer then.
As I can imagine, his workers just come out, like wrap up the fossils in a special boxes and kind of take them away, put them on the thing with a special insignia that kind of looks like your head.
I do have another
You know,
question. What if this is a big what if because this is a big what if because most of my party doesn't really like me. What if we potentially escorted this to wherever it needs to be transported?
I go. Play the last song again.
Well, can you re-say that, Tux?
I
DM.
was asking I was asking him if even I was asking as a big what if. What if the party agrees to help transport this back?
I mean, it would just be a recycle of the
Damn.
quest before, except it would just be an escort quest.
True, but it would potentially earn the
Rel
party
has
money, and
something to
I'll be able to
say.
get my help. All
Yep.
right.
Rel?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Ralph?
My question can wait.
Oh, I forgot I have him muted.
What was your question?
Uh, I was saying my question can wait if need be.
No. Speak it now before you forget.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, where is my horse at?
Your horse, I believe you would have you would be outside with it, so you don't really have a stables for it.
Okay.
You would
Okay.
have to make a deal with Clyde in order to store them, which
Yeah.
Rex is actually nearby right now.
Right.
So it sounds like the party was reconvening on Clyde for storage of their mount.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm gonna start heading over there.
So what? It would just be like a regular escort mission then, right?
Yes.
But is it a possibility that we could potentially do that if the party agrees? How much would your I'm gonna think guild pay for that?
About 15 gold. It's an escort mission. They're common.
No, I understand that. I just wanted to find out some leverage for the rest of the party.
I do understand if you want to do that to make sure your shipment gets to export or trade off.
Now, I would very much like that. I would not mind giving them my portion as long as I get paid in full for the skeleton.
And it,
Another interesting thing you might like to know. There are more living ones there.
you're kidding. But you
Nope.
do kind of
Only reason
recall that they were always on the move, so they might not always be seen. And
they
those
might not
spiders
always.
seem to be natural
I
predators
mentioned to him.
in the
I
valley.
mentioned they might not always be there, like per se, but they do definitely come there. There seems to be some kind of natural oasis down there.
Huh. I know a lot of people. I mean, the whole reason why we went down there is to first find fossils and transport them back, which we kind of did. But also to figure out, because some adventurers did go there, some of the archaeologists did go there, but they never came back. I was wondering
That's
why.
well, I'm going to assume it's probably because of these spider things.
Oh my gosh! As you connect this, oh my gosh, to the spiders again. Ah, right, just the spiders. Ah, creepy as always.
Yeah, since they disguise themselves like fossils, the archaeologists probably hit them once and then never got a chance to hit them again.
That's true. A lot of archaeologists aren't really fighters.
So, in any case, there might be some live ones down there. Reason why I didn't kill them was because is because for the most part they outnumbered me. There was around three I saw moving around down there. Two of which weren't a group. Two of which were together.
I do understand. A mating pair should be protected.
Hmm. But then again, I already had my trouble with these. I
And
do
the reason
I do thank my blessings from my Lord Condor, but I do not believe I do not believe I would have been able to handle fighting one of those after killing these four spiders.
Condor. Who is this Condor fellow you meet from? If I remember correctly, a lot of deities, paladins, have been losing their oaths and powers because the deities that they serve don't really exist anymore. What's going on there?
I know nothing of that. All I know is that I was given a divine revelation.
Well, it
Said the
does
word
seem
of
like that you
deity.
have powers of a normal paladin. Do you know anything about your deity you serve? As for you, Tux, a moment of clarity comes in, and you know that something to do with prosperity.
I was actually about to go on that too. You read my mind. So I explained to him that my deity Condor is a deity of prosperity, which may very well be the reason why I've managed to run into so many of these things with all these potential prospects to gain me to gain me quote unquote prosperity.
And you can ask, is there any pamphlets or flyers? Because churches are always looking for a new deity now.
Well, it's a good thing you asked. And I open up my chest plate and I pull out and I pull out a bunch of pamphlets I hand wrote.
Oh God.
And he takes one and he says, "Oh, by the way, feel free to check if we're going to be going on a journey to that canyon tomorrow. Then feel free to check in your stables as a reward."
All right then. All right then. I will be sure to. I will be sure to inform the rest of my party then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, considering my character's on their way to the stable area,
I
So
can
I
imagine
will
he
probably
hears
be
that
the
as
first
he
one to be
approaches
informed.
Rel. I can imagine you
so
hear
the,
that as you approach Rex. So you see Calcium Boy again, Rex.
oh yeah, Calcium Boy, Skeletor.
Yes. Rex,
He's skeletal.
my old
He's
friend.
Bone
What are
Man.
you up to?
Oh wait. Besides Skeletor, I can also call him Bone Daddy.
Please don't. Please don't.
Please don't. Please don't
Don't.
call my character that.
I'm guessing my character falls not too long behind because the whole entire beating up a hobo who tried to steal her goggles.
Yeah, probably. Okay, so with two of the party here, can I begin to explain to them everything?
Yeah, you can explain your micro adventure and your backstory if you want to, like what you saw in your very first flashback.
So I begin to explain to both of them very edgily as I because that's how Rex is about my dark confrontation with the four eight-legged beasts and how I almost fell face first into a ravine.
And
Oh
they
God.
tried putting sticky stuff on you.
Yes, they're webbing.
Do you mention that that their weapon's translucent, or
The webbing could be useful, so we can probably harvest the webbing. The
yeah,
web
actually,
sacks.
you can probably do that with the fresh corpses you have. Actually, quickly though.
So my character personally has no use for this stuff. So if anybody else wants it,
Hmm.
Hmm.
My
No, I'm
character's
not
kind of
considering.
grossed out.
I mean, you can kind of make invisible silk rope with it.
we could also also depending on how strong it is, we could potentially make cloaks out of it that help protect us from most attacks.
Yeah, that's true. Invisible clothing to put over your armor.
Right.
Yes,
That's actually not a bad idea.
It's not
I
a
We
bad
guess
should
idea.
probably do that.
That along the fact that I may or may not have gotten us another escort mission. Another escort mission. 50,
Okay.
15 gold coins for 15 gold coins per individual for doing this.
Are you sure
Hmm.
it's smart to try to leave this area with the whole entire... You know what? I don't want to deal with cultists. Let's go.
And along with a really big payout for me of potentially 1,000 gold.
You're not going to share that?
Hmm.
Crude.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind sharing. I wouldn't mind sharing a bit, but most of you are rather cold to me. But
Well,
for the most part,
both of us.
I do see benefit. But for the most
I
part, I do
try
see
not to
benefit in
be.
sharing with you guys.
So
Fine.
Okay, the thing is, I try not to be as cold
If
to you as
anything,
the rest.
I wouldn't mind giving all of you 300 gold coins from potentially 300 gold coins from that to disperse amongst yourselves.
Yeah, fine. Since you're
Look,
now rich, you're paying for dinner.
I don't have money right now.
Too late, you're
But fine,
paying.
fine, I do have something.
Okay,
In,
you
the
give
thing
me
is,
100 gold.
in any case, I do have this. I do have other stuff. I still couldn't find my mithril,
oof.
my
Yeah,
blessed
it's hard
ore.
stuff to find. Hey.
My blessed ore calls to me. The desert calls to me. The darkness awaits.
Good lord.
But I'm going to say the escort mission was not very vengeful, but it was a delightful break for you all. Well, you did it. You can all gain 15 coins as you come back to town.
And I managed to gain my 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, we get 15 gold coins? What about everyone else who's not here? The whole entire thing.
They all get 15 gold coins too. Yeah.
You're
So
reminding
I
them
give
of
every
this, by the way.
so everybody gets their 15 gold coins. I give them my 15 coin plus 300 gold coins altogether for everybody, so they can upgrade their weapons and other weapons and armor and stuff.
Yep.
Do we have? Is there any way I can potentially find someone who is willing to sell mithril if they have it? If not, I'm just going to go on another excursion in the desert.
Well, after all that amount of
Clyde
gold is
says.
given,
So when are we leaving to the desert, to the canyon?
When everyone else is ready.
Funny you.
yeah.
Me laughing maniacally. Funny you should ask. As I begin to pose, as both me and my clone begin to pose, mirroring each other.
Can my character hit him on the back of the head?
Same.
You would have to hit his AC.
What's his
We
AC?
Jojo, me and my clone, 18.
What do I need to roll?
D20.
You have to roll 18.
Not strength, not dexterity, just a d20?
Yep.
Me and the clones are Jojo posing mirroring
God
each
dang
other.
it, I got a 9.
You whiff, and he kind of like ducks under the attack.
I dodged. I dodged beautifully. You see black sparkles
Wait, does
around
my
me.
character have any form of liquid on her? Or does she have something that can cause a mess on her?
You have a water skin of water.
I take the water skin and I pour over his head. What do I have to roll?
You don't have to roll anything. Now he's just now his all of his clothes are just soaked.
You know, I would be mad to work at deserts. So I say thank you.
God dang it. Well, let's get some food.
Yeah.
You know what, Clyde? We're going to get something to eat before we go on our journey.
I'd recommend we first rest. It's almost nighttime. And plus everyone else is asleep. Big Brother went to bed early. With a bottle.
I forgot I need sleep. As you then sleep in food. As you then see Rex fall at the ground and just see the scorpion pick him up.
Oh jeez.
Yep. I can imagine the scorpion picks you up, and the scorpion just walks into the stables.
No. Everyone's going to eat. My character may be on the floor exhausted, but he's still conscious.
Yeah.
So my character walks with Rel and talks to him. So what's with that whole entire butlers thing?
Well, if you must, madam, I am his butler. I do remember some of my own past, and I know this
He
one
said, but
personally.
That's kind of rude. I was asking him, not you.
I'm sorry. I'm out of character. I'm sorry. I had to do that.
Oh boy. Not entirely sure.
Oh my, that's frozen.
May I just explain?
Sure. Go right ahead.
I entered your family service when you were a merely young boy. Your and your mother's, which I believe you carry the last name of Nexus. So Mrs. and Mr. Nexus, they went exploring one day, as commissioned by the kingdom, and they went into this old abandoned town and found me. I was originally hostile, but they managed to talk me down. Can't say the same for my other brothers though. They died.
But
Oh,
you're
boy.
already dead.
I know, but we're latched on to materialistic things. We can still technically die again.
What happens when you die again?
Ah, we just get sent off to the astral plane.
What's that
I'll
like?
learn that too. I don't know.
That's a weird scene to call the astral plane. That's
Oh,
kind of
wait,
dumb.
wait,
do
out of
not
character.
know much
You're telling me he gets death too?
What?
I know, it's a stupid joke. Continue this one.
Oh, okay. Well, unhinged ghosts like your maid in there, your maid, she could probably transverse the astral plane if she tried hard enough. Wouldn't guarantee she would come back though. For me, I'm latched onto this armor that is currently on my master.
I look at the maid. Ella, please don't leave me. If you ever leave me, I will never forgive you.
Oh,
I see gaslighting.
well, damn. I was not expecting that from you, Duchess. Jeez.
Well,
My,
I
ca-
can't let her go.
my character currently dragged into the tavern by his clone. I knew she was evil.
I'm not evil.
Hang on, I'm gonna leave the call and come back.
My character orders him what you got last time. How much did it cost again?
A copper piece, like 5 copper.
5 copper.
So my character goes, how much can we get for a gold coin?
You can buy a meal and get everyone to drink alcohol.
How much will it cost to get? How much will it cost to get my whole group of meal and alcohol and a large and a few pints?
It depends. Are you buying for the entire bar? Because a gold piece can do that.
I'm buying for the group.
Did you say a single piece of gold can buy for that entire bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, because It's five copper per mug here per pint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what? My character. You know what my character wants to raise his reputation in this area. He buys everyone a drink with 1 gold coin,
Uh,
and they'll feed at the party.
can my character sneak off a drink as well?
Yeah.
I mean, Firebrandy's not here.
You're not old enough, child.
My character still. What do I have to roll to have my character take a sip before she loses her alcohol?
This is abandoned
all
town.
Rex,
No one really cares.
Okay, I take a sip.
all Rex, no, all Rex knows is all Rex knows is see no evil, speak no evil.
Yeah, and my character could care freaking less. So
My character tasted it, hated the taste, but still drinks it because it's a grown-up drink. And she burps.
Would you?
You were a
Rex
child.
goes to her.
I think
Rex goes to her. Rex goes.
no
Would you
effective special
prefer
effect
a
happens when you
sweet?
burp.
Would you prefer a
What?
sweet malt instead?
Wait, what?
Rex asked if she prefer
No, what did the DM
a
say?
sweet malt. Oh.
You do not have a special effect when you burp, only when you sneeze.
Oh,
Wait, what?
you'll see later down the line.
What happened is I'm tempted to have Rex's clone just pull out a feather. I had to have my condor go up to her and tickle her nose.
I mean, do you even have a feather?
Can I roll to have my condor do that? Remember, I have a condor.
My character's allergic to cats. Let's make that the ongoing joke. Let's see what happens.
Okay, I still have. You know what? Can I have? A DM. Can I roll a flat d20 to see whether or not my condor finds a cat, picks it up, and shoves it in her face?
I guess so.
Why would
That's
you
an
throw a cat
18?
in my character's face? That'd be still out of context.
It does not matter. That's when you sneeze. When you sneeze,
What happens?
these little ghostly wisps that look like cosmic dust come out of your nose.
Okay, so in context, here's what happens. So the cat probably tried to attack the condor. The condor retaliated by picking it up, flying it up, and throwing it randomly.
I just have to lay my lap. Causing my character
What?
to sneeze. And it just happened to land in my lap, causing my character to sneeze.
Yep.
Yes.
Long-hair cat, right?
What comes out is it looks like cosmic dust.
Do I notice it?
Yes.
Oh god, today it's just getting oh the gods, today it's just getting weirder and weirder.
agreed.
I am not a freak. I am normal.
Yet here you are, hanging out with us, more or less.
I take my alcohol and I dumped it over Rex's head.
You know, with my personality, I'm just not gonna let you enjoy this. Thank
Why
you for
would
the
you go and
drink.
say something like that?
Are you saying you open your mouth and as she dumps it on you?
Oh god.
Yes. My character's not gonna let her enjoy herself while she does it. While she does anything, I'm not gonna give her the reaction she wants.
You're really annoying, you know that?
Rex.
That's exactly what the person who tried to kill me said.
Well, I guess me and him have something in common.
Nope, no connections here. No fishing here. Nope. Nothing I can think of at least.
Emily.
So,
Oh, cool. I had a character. So Nora came back from France.
what?
Nora
Cat,
came back from France.
Small came back from France.
Yeah, she did.
Small can come back next week.
Yeah.
Potentially, yeah. I'm assuming she has jet lag, so she's probably sleeping more than usual, which is already a lot as is.
Yeah. So, do you guys want to end it off here?
Yeah, I suppose we end off with the next day. Everyone's ready to set out to the canyon.
Someone's gonna have to explain
Yeah.
to Firebrandy, to Small, and to our Snaky boy who made a deal to do this job.
Oh, I did a passive time, to do the other job, the 15 gold.
Okay.
So don't. So we're just.
How much gold do I even have anymore? I lost count already.
Well, I think we're gonna end off here, guys. See you next week. Bye.
Bye bye.
Shoot
Bye.
me. Please shoot me. Bye.
No.